It's good to be suspicious and know who you're dealing with. Let the professionals at Security Title work with you to minimize loss due to wire fraud. We are here to help.
Indiana's governor signs a bill that bans all gender-affirming care for residents younger than 18.
The new law that Republican Governor Eric Holcomb has signed not only ends access to medication used by young people undergoing gender transition, it requires those already on the prescriptions to stop taking them by the end of 2023. The bill was passed by the state's GOP-led chambers and given to the governor Tuesday. Supporters of the law say they're protecting kids from an irreversible procedure, even though doctors say it can be reversed. Critics say it bans medications that can be life-saving. The new statute takes effect July 1st. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Republican lawmakers in Kansas just voting to override the Democratic governor's veto of a bill banning transgender athletes from girls' and women's sports in kindergarten through college. 19 other states have imposed similar bans. The Kansas law is scheduled to take effect July 1st. Supporters are also working on other proposals, including a ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The White House says it is concerned about potential threats posed by artificial intelligence, but doesn't have a time frame yet for dealing with the risks.
A Center for AI Safety report says survival could push artificial intelligence to take a Darwin approach to growth and possibly turn on its creators. President Joe Biden talked artificial intelligence with his Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. He gave no timetable for guardrails or if there should be a pause on more powerful AI technology. Experts warn the president to get in front of this emerging technology before the problems exceed the benefits.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence. So recapping the mixed finish on Wall Street, the Dow up about 80 points, but the NASDAQ dropping more than 100 points. That's over 1%. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
Half a day, this is Honey. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Guam Regional Medical City is the center of excellence for general and minimally invasive surgeries like colonoscopy, dialysis and vascular access, gallbladder, skin and soft tissue, gastrointestinal tract, hernia repair, spleen, select liver and pancreas diseases, upper endoscopy, and more. Schedule your appointment with GRMC today by calling 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762. For more information, visit us at grmc.gu.
Half a day and good morning, Guam. It's 6:06 on Thursday, April 6. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. A serious crash was reported in Umatic yesterday morning involving a tanker truck carrying propane gas. At around 9:30 in the morning, Highway Patrol investigators responded after the truck ran off the road into a ravine near the San Dionisio Catholic Church along Route 2 heading into Agate. The driver of the truck had been killed and roads remained closed through the day as LP gas continued to seep from the tanker. The tank carrying 1,300 pounds of LP gas separated from the truck and was damaged in the accident. Fire department hazmat crews also responded to the scene, confirming the propane leak poses no dangerous health impacts to the community, but those with respiratory issues were advised to stay indoors. As of this morning, roads remained closed. And a man with several family violence convictions was accused of assaulting a woman and 2 children known to him. On the 31st, a woman filed a walk-in assault and child abuse complaint against K.N. Niosi. She says Niosi arrived at her house to see her kids, which she allowed, and Niosi fell asleep while the children were playing loudly. Court documents state that when Nyosi then woke up from the noise, removed his belt from his pants and began hitting the two kids, ages 4 and 5, on their legs, thighs, and back. The kids were reportedly screaming in pain. When the woman tried to take the belt away from Nyosi, he punched her twice on the arm, threw her on the sofa, and then choked her when she stood up. The woman told Nyosi to leave, but he refused. Officers at the scene say the 4-year-old told them that Nyosi always hurts me. In 2014 and 2015, he pleaded guilty to charges of family violence. Reports from the AG's office state that he also has 2019 and 2020 convictions for family violence, harassment, criminal mischief, and assault. We'll have more news after this.
Always here to help you. This island is our home. Through the years, we've been a friend to the neighbors we have known. Now we're banking on the future. More services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Senator Jesse Lujan has disclosed that he has given a copy of an investigative report into allegations against current and former members of the GVB Board of Directors. Lujan confirms that he obtained the report through a FOIA request yesterday. That report contained allegations that certain members did not disclose their ties to organizations that received government funds through GVB. Lujan called it a scathing report, clarifying that the investigation was done by a Business Control and Compliance Committee at the request of GVB management. The report has already been sent to the OPA. One organization associated with at least one board member previously received around $350,000 annually from GVB, which then increased to about $1.8 million a year. Lujan plans to enter a summary of the report into the record at today's oversight hearing. And the CCU has adopted a joint resolution from GPA and GWA on Monday, allowing the utilities to establish Bank of Guam accounts to accept utility payments from cannabis industry ratepayers. Reventax initialized 6 steps required to obtain a cannabis business license on Guam. So far, a dozen businesses have obtained a responsible official identification card, the third step in the overall process. GPA and GWA acknowledged that cannabis businesses will eventually need to obtain clearances from the utilities and apply for power, water, and wastewater services. Guidance from the U.S. Department of the Treasury states that merchant services will not accept debit or credit card payments from cannabis establishments, so payments to the utilities must be made in cash or check. That requires GPA and GWA to set up separate accounts for those funds. And those are your top stories right here on The Point. Now here's Ray with your weather.
Why does it have to be so complicated? Can't they just learn to live with this stuff here? It's time, right? I guess we got to deal with this pesky federal regulation still. Fine. 10 after 6 o'clock in the morning. Mostly sunny today with highs near 86 degrees. Yes, this is the noise my mouth is going to be making all day. Northeast winds 14 to 20 miles an hour, gusting as high as about 24. Same thing for tonight. Mostly cloudy. Overnight low 77 degrees. Expect some scattered showers in the forecast. Northeast winds up to about 18 miles an hour. Could see gusts as high as 23. Into the weekend. Good Friday. Program note, we're not going to be here for tomorrow. Program note, we're not coming to work tomorrow. Showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm on Good Friday. Cloudy, highs near 87 degrees. Showers and thunderstorms likely tomorrow night as well, according to this forecast. Cloudy for sure with lows around 77 degrees for Saturday. Mostly cloudy Saturday night, mostly cloudy. Sunday, mostly cloudy. This is not good for Easter Sunday weekend.
Now,
what is it? I'm looking at this. The weather report was fine yesterday. Why'd you change it? Everybody liked it. It was good. Anyway, so we've got rip currents and hazardous surf warnings as a result of all of the gusty conditions that we've got. 40% chance of rain today. Sunrise this morning in 2 minutes, according to the folks over at the weather place. And sunset tonight is going to be at 6:33. Hashtag tell the others. There it is. News and weather together here on 93.3. Brought to you by Bank Pacific. Banking on the Pacific for 68 years.
With decades experience in Guam and the region, Take Care members have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHB Health Center and urgent care. Ask for Take Care. Call 671-647-3526. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
KFC's $5 breakfast deals are the best and most affordable ways to start your day. The Colonel's Chicken and Rice Bowl, $5. Chicken fried steak, $5. Sausage, biscuit, and gravy, $5. And they all come with a fresh coffee. KFC $5 breakfast deals are served starting at 6 a.m. daily at your favorite KFC restaurant. KFC, it's finger licking good.
And portions of the program brought to you by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Thank God I found it. I was worried I wouldn't be able to get the thing up on the screen. Hi, Ray Gibson Show, 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you on what's today, Thursday. But I'm going to make it feel like a Friday. Right? Because it's Holy Thursday. We're not working tomorrow. And so yes, it is deep in my soul here to want to be able to paint today like it is a Friday, because for us it is going to be. So I got some fun stuff we'll play around with today. The weird kind of table of contents that we've got put together. There's not a lot on it, but the things that are on it are just, oh my God, interesting. Some of the stories that you might be waking up to and including. Now, what was the gist of this document that Jesse Anderson Lohan was looking for going into today's oversight hearing of the Visitors Bureau? And now that the FOIA document is out, and it is out in the wild, you can read the document this morning on Candid, and names have been named. Is what's going to be very, very interesting as we watch all of this begin to unfold. We'll see it happen over at the legislature this morning if the oversight hearing is still on. You remember when names were supposed to get named last time? Yeah. They canceled it.
No.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a hole in the schedule today over at the Visitors Bureau. I'm sorry, not the Visitors Bureau, but the legislature, where there was supposed to be an oversight hearing. At any rate, a ton of other stuff that is of some degree of amusement here. I told you about that Dylan guy. Well, actually, the Dylan girl, right? You know which one I'm talking about?
Okay, the beer model.
Yeah, the beer model. All right, so somebody said the meme machine is online.
Yeah, okay,
the meme machine is online and working. One of my favorite meme deals that are out there is the Spanish word of the day. And the Spanish word of the day is Budweiser. She says she's a woman, but why is her Adam's apple so big? What a crazy upside-down clown world we happen to be living in. And has everybody gotten all of their interpretations of what happened to Donald Trump yesterday? Has everybody got a copy and read through and said, hey, this is all the same thing he's being accused of. It's just 34 different, versions of telling the same thing. Klinsky had a pretty good wrap-up on the thing yesterday. And so I don't know... unless something new happens today, I don't know how much time I will spend on that. Let me make introductions here. You might not recognize my voice. My name is Ray Gibson. I worked here for the last 5 or so years at 93.3. I don't know what happened over the course of the last couple of days. I could feel something weird happening in the sound of my voice. And I woke up this morning and said good morning to the cat, and it didn't recognize me and ran the hell into another room. You ever get that? Well, cats just go like, whoa, who are you? What's going on here? Real Joe. We'll get the phone when you call it 888-8255.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, pleasure. I get that kind of husky anti-cheerleader voice in my thing. You probably got
You partied last night, man.
I partied in my dream last night.
Okay.
Maybe there's some of that going on in there.
Cigarettes.
Shouldn't be kissing as many
Shame
people
on
in my dreams. Anyway, but it felt so good. Anyway, Real Joe, like I said, 888-8255, 888-TALK is the telephone number. Meme Machine is online. I've been scouring the internet looking for some fun stuff. Babylon Bee reporting AI is totally safe and development should continue rapidly, says totally genuine 100% human scientist. with a picture of the Terminator on the thing.
Joe Biden take the lead on this.
So wait, I got wait, hold on, wait. I gotta tell you, I just as an example, ladies and gentlemen, as an example, because I wanted to test out the technology last night. What I did was I asked AI to write a 30-second promo political ad for Therese and Chris Barnett.
Ah, sweet. This is going to be good.
It's a script.
It's kind of early to trigger people, man.
No, it's never too early to trigger.
Right,
it is never, and they're so easily triggered. So this is going to ruin somebody's day. It's 6:18 in the morning,
really?
and they might as well call it a day today and just not knock off work for today and tomorrow. But anyway, so here's opening scene. Opening with a shot of a bustling village with people going about their daily activities. As the camera zooms in, a banner with the slogan, "Together for Guam." AI already has selected their slogan. "Together for Guam" is seen hanging from a building. The scene transitions to a group of people standing together with Therese Terlai and Chris Barnett in the center. Therese Terlai says, "Guam is our home, and it's time we work together to make it the best it can be." And then Chris Barnett says, "As your gubernatorial team, we have a plan to ensure that every person on this island has access to quality education, affordable health care, and economic opportunities." And then we've got scenes of footage of classrooms, doctor's offices, and a business downtown. Terlai says, "Our children deserve a world-class education, and we will make sure they receive it." Chris Barnett says, "We will work to ensure that every person has access to affordable health care, regardless of their income." You can almost hear him saying this. You can almost hear Chris saying it. And then we got footage of the hospital, doctors and nurses attending to patients. Wait. We believe in the potential. This is Therese's voice now. "We believe in the potential of our local businesses, and we will create an environment that fosters growth and success." Barnett says, "Join us on this journey. Vote for Therese Terlai and Chris Barnett. Together, we will build a better Guam for all." And then a group of people standing together and waving, but with the slogan, "Together for Guam," displayed on a banner behind them. And then the screen fades to black. What do you think? Hollywood,
I like
right?
it, but
Spielberg.
they didn't have the hard hat, pointing out of the construction site.
In the middle distance. You know what? So you can go. If you don't
add that, man.
That's the thing. But if you don't like this, you just tell it to regenerate another response. It'll give you dozens of them in like seconds. Now, something like this, Johnny Muffness, this would have taken him a week to write. And wait, you know what I'm talking about? Johnny Monster, it take him a week to write, and we're not going to be doing any edits or anything like that. But ChatGPT knocks it right out, seconds. I'm telling you. Donna D is going to take care of news and headlines for the remainder of our work week here today. Did you find anything fun? No, trust me, it's in there. You just got to dig around to some of the other interesting stories. Go check Candid. Candid's the front page of Candid is all kinds of wonderful here this morning, and we'll get around to doing some of that. In the meantime, 20 after 6 o'clock, 888-8255. We are broadcasting live. Streaming to the universe, every time zone, every radio, every speaker capable of picking us up right now, no matter where you are. Streaming live at the point.gu and on our streaming app, and you can find us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. If you're already there, do me a favor, hit the share button and then the like button as well. I keep hounding people because they're like, I've been listening to you or playing around with you guys on the Facebook Live since like 19. How long have we been doing this? 2018? And
40 years, man and boy.
But you know what? I'd say that you've made a commitment to the program already. Go ahead and hit the like button so that when you do, when we go live, you'll get some kind of a message. Now, again, it's not for me or my ego. The advertisers like numbers, and since there ain't no ratings around here, the closest thing we get around to doing that is the numbers that they can see on the screen, the numbers that they can see when they lurk on our website. So follow on the Points Facebook page, like and follow on The Ray Gibson Show on YouTube. 6:22 in the morning. Do we want to say good morning to these people?
Sure.
We should. Let's go.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Wonder if we could go to ChatGPT and see if they can extend the song, or just ask them to extend the song out, maybe another stanza or something like that on mornings where I feel like I got to catch my breath. 6:22 on the Ray Gibson Show. All right, taking a look at the Facebook Live. The crew has been assembled. Everybody rally on Dennis Benzer is number one here this morning. Anthony Bennett, Lohan Duenas is there. Dude, you know what? Wordle in 3. Wordle in 3. Yeah, I got it like 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. By that time, everybody goes, oh, yeah, but what's the big deal? It's like 5.
Took you all day, man.
Tell me you got Wordle in 3 at like 5:30 in the morning. That's how you do it, tough guy. Anthony Bennett, Lohan Duenas, their big man Rico B. Saying good morning to me and Donna D and Real Joe and Jerry and Guam. Matt Galendez and Eric Chong is online here this morning. I see B-Man Dennis Larson. B-Man Dennis Larson already sending in some stuff to make us jealous of his lifestyle over at his place.
What's
he
the
says,
buzz now,
well,
man?
he said the girls all say hi.
The
girls.
girls.
The girls are all saying hi. I'm like, well, what girls are we talking about here this morning? And it would be the little morning hen party that he has over at his place. Yes, all the girls
morning,
there.
Ladies.
Good to see you there. and here's the thing. This is Dennis every day Easter egg hunt over at Dennis's place. Isn't that
those
nice?
Poles, man, they're pole dancing, those chickens.
Well, I don't know. He sent a third picture of a motorcycle. I'm not sure if I want to go to it based on the crowd that is assembled, rallying around that.
Smugglers, Ray?
Balloon smugglers, as a matter of fact. Yes, thank you very much. Nate Orange online saying, let's do this. Colin Clark, the amazing Colin Clark, says, hi, how are you doing? Oh, my God, you've been hacked.
Yeah,
that's how it's.
Somebody took his body.
Somebody took his Facebook personality and says, "Hi, how are you doing?" Which is the classic is the classic message that you get after you click on somebody, after you add a friend that you already had. That's how you know they've been hacked. Lonnie Solis is online and undetectable. No, I'm sorry. Putting a lot of Valentine's hearts in a thing here this morning. That's how we know you have not been hacked. Let me see. Pika's best. The point says Rico. I got Gemma Bustamante saying good morning to everybody. Hey, look, Jay Rowe Haas is online.
JJ, happy birthday to you. JJ, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Out of California, sunny California. Is it sunny right now? Weather forecast from Jerome McDonald says there will be no rain for the next 7 days. Warm temperatures will dominate this next several days. Today's temps low 70s. This evening remains in the 40s. Humidity about 48%. Have a wonderful and happy Easter. We will. Junkamoptis online. Donna Mila Martinez. Let me see here. Michael Jordan McCleary is saying hoppa to everybody. You're not drinking hot green tea, says Jerome McDonald. No, but I will as soon as I get home. That will be the order of the day. What booze goes with hot green tea? Anybody?
Vodka.
Vodka. Well, vodka goes with everything.
Well, there you go, then.
Come to
I'm glad I could be of service.
It's from me. That's right. They make it from potatoes. Therefore, it's vegetable. It's you're eating clean, buddy. Lizzie Benadu is saying good morning, Guam. Good morning, Lizzie. Nice to see you online. Sheila Morgan is there as well. Simeon says Alicia Duenas Anderson, Valerie S.A. Untalan, and beautiful Sarita Garin hanging out. Army Lynn saying good morning to the point familia. Something has changed on the Facebook side. It seems it's only showing people that are commenting. In past, it would show just the fact that you were watching. So if you're watching and you're going, okay, say my name, Ray. Come on, Ray, say my name. Okay, come on, waiting for you. It's like in that television show from when I was growing up. Come on, Ray, say my. I can't unless you make a comment. I won't be able to see it. So go. What the heck is that? Oh, Donna's just looked up at the picture up on the screen. And asking what the heck? Who paints a motorcycle orange? What's that? What kind of thinking is that?
It's time for cereal, Ray.
You know what could be? Tattoo Shauna says whiskey goes with everything. Ismail, Ford to drop AM radios from most new vehicles in 2024. They've been talking about doing that in electric vehicles. There are radio stations now in was it New York? I think it's maybe Washington, where they are saying, oh, really? You're not going to put AM radios in the car anymore? We won't accept your advertising, which is kind of a weird way to process something if you ask me. We'll no longer accept advertising from Ford because they want to sell cars that don't have AM radios in it. And I'm going...
It's suicide.
Yeah, it's cutting, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. I think that is the operative language that I want to use there. But anyway, lots of stuff on table of contents that we get around to talking about. Want to say thanks very much to the team over at the Guam Daily Post, who I like again today, because they got the newspaper here before I got in.
Way to go, guys.
Good job. Excellent.
Pats on the back.
I will say nice things about you all morning long. And what a beautiful, oh my God.
Kika's best.
Have you seen the registration on these color photos in the Guam Daily Post? Well, just something else there. And the front page story, and this is something, if you are down in the Umatic Way, the road is still closed around the church area. Terrible accident. Took the life of the driver is the update on that story. Just got word from the Joint Information Center that that thing is not opened up yet there. I guess they're still waiting for all of the gas to dissipate from the LP gas.
From the fire department to
I hope so. And then the scathing report, members of GBB board failed to disclose conflicts. And as I said, you can read the entire thing over at Candid. I might share a little bit of it with you this morning. It's kind of wordy because it was written by a lawyer, but there's enough in there to get a sense of what the nature of the conflict is and the individuals that are involved. A little bit of the story, but not too many of the statements in that document are in the Guam Daily Post. There might be a couple of other things that catch my attention. I don't know. Frankly, the other reason why is I haven't actually opened the table of contents. And the question that I have on the top of my head has less to do with any of the politics, anything that's going on around here, as much as it is, what is that haze? Have you noticed that over the last couple of days? There's a haze over the island.
Oh, yeah.
And considering as windy as it is, you're kind of wondering, shouldn't that stuff be blowing off? Shouldn't all? Now, is it possible that maybe it's ocean spray? With the big waves hitting the cliff sides,
yeah.
Any of that? I mean, there's a possibility it might be there. You know what I think it is, though?
Poison?
No. Poison. In effect. No. I think it is
Donna.
Chinese nanobots.
There you go.
It's Chinese
We're
nanobots.
inhaling Chinese nanobots.
It could be it. Yes,
that's what we needed.
They don't want to have to deal with people, but they want everything that's around here. That's how you win wars, bro. That's totally how you win wars. Anyway, 6:29 in the morning. What's this? I've got a Peter Santos. Ask ChatGTP to make a campaign ad in Chamorro, Tagalog, and Chuquis. I'm trying to. Thank you very much, and maybe Peter Santos, you might be able to help me. There's a video that was floating around the internet yesterday. Maybe you saw it as well. Now, normally I'd say, well, I got to be careful playing this video because I'm not sure if there might be some cussing in this, but I couldn't make it out because I believe it is in a Micronesian language. There's a guy that he's apparently in Ross and is I don't know. There's a clear way to say this. He's eating the clothes. Have you seen this video?
Oh, they're delicious.
They must be. I don't know. I just go in there and every once in a while I'll find something that I'll put in the bathroom so people don't think I'm a complete and total loser. I get these things that hold toilet paper, right?
Yeah.
There's a position for toilet paper in use, and then there's the spare, right?
Yeah,
and
backups.
So I try to keep them together. That way, when I have people over at the house, they think, oh, he's got his life together.
Yeah.
He's got lots of toilet paper because you know how it is, ladies. Sometimes you go to a guy's house and there's stacks of napkins from the fast food places, right? That's what it.
Oh man,
it suffices. But anyway, so here's the video of the guy chewing through some dresses over at Ross. It's one dress. Well, I like this. Tastes like peaches. Oh, here's another one. Oh, this one's pizza flavored. So
there's nobody in those dresses.
Peter Santos. I don't know. Maybe there's a friend of the court. You might be able to get to explain exactly what is this guy's problem that he's walking around Ross chewing holes into dresses. So there's your warning, ladies. If you're doing any shopping this weekend, maybe looking for a new springtime Easter sundress.
Look out for that guy.
Yeah, well, look out for the guy, number one, but check the dress for holes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you get a discount or something like that. I don't know what the heck is going to be happening. Somebody over at Ross now is in the unenviable position of walking around looking at every dress to make sure it is 100% complete and Micronesian teeth-free. I don't know what we do about this, but I'm curious as to what he is saying while he's doing all this. Now, one of the chat groups that this video was in, and it's in half a dozen of them, one of the chat groups says that he's upset at the clothes that his girlfriend is wearing or his wife is wearing.
Oh, interesting.
He doesn't want her wearing those kind of clothes anymore. He wants them wearing, the gunny sack looking dresses with the pattern down around the bottom.
Where only the eyes show.
Yes, he that's the only thing he wants her to be wearing. He doesn't want her wearing
the football
Western
jersey.
clothes. Yeah,
and
from
the
over
dress.
across. So that's the story that I got. If you've got a better story, you're welcome to send it in. Maybe a running translation on this would be a good idea. So 7978255. 6:33 in the morning. Lots and lots to get to in the table of contents. We'll get a primer right now from our very close and personal friend Donna D with a look at what? Is it too early? Sorry. Oh,
she's not our friend.
Well, she is our friend. Stop it. I'm reading the comments. I'm reading the comments. Dennis Larson says it's salt, Ray. Been wiping it off the windows every day. Okay.
Salt?
He says that's what it is. So maybe it is salt spray. So the wind is blowing so hard, and it's knocking the waves into the rocks, and you get ocean spray, and that gets caught by the wind and then drifts over the entire island.
Ocean spray.
Yeah, so so my theory on Chinese nanobots, I'm still going to hold on to that. We'll check it out with Landon.
You're still the third adlet to me,
Brandon. I am the third adlet, right? We'll check it out with them in just a little bit. 6:34 now. Donna D with news and headlines. Alpha D, what happened?
GMH is working on restoring its computer network and conducting a detailed review in the wake of a cyber threat. Evidence that an unauthorized user accessed the system multiple times was found, leading to a shutdown at the beginning of March. And GDOE has until the beginning of the next school year to comply with sanitation regulations with an emergency measure passed by the Guam legislature, now law. Schools also will get $20 million for maintenance and repairs and will be able to spend any ARP money remaining on an expedited basis. And April is the cutoff for the $100 a month energy credit program, but lawmakers are proposing to extend another $500 in power bill relief to ratepayers. Speaker Therese Terlahi's Bill 83 would extend the energy credit program through September if signed into law. And those are your local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
All right, 6:35 in the morning. And again, the update on what's going on down south. Homeland Security's Jenna Bloss says at this time, both southbound and northbound roads surrounding the San Dionisio Church remain closed to traffic. Motorists are advised to seek alternate routes already at the bottom tip of the island. And so in either direction, depending on which side of the church you're on, that's going to determine how you're getting to work today. 6:35 in the morning, more traffic, etc. on the way.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Take your business to new heights with the United Business Credit Card. Earn 30,000 bonus miles after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Plus, earn 3 times the miles per $1 spent on United tickets through United until April 30th, 2023, and 2 times the miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com United Business for more information and to apply for your United Business Credit Card today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Oh, getting more information. Priscilla Castro-Torres says that the video that I played did not happen at a Ross here. Apparently, it happened in a Ross in Hawaii. You mean they have them too? There's Rosses in the States? I had no idea. 6:37 in the morning. Let me get the island map up on the screen. Zoom in a little bit closer to find out if there's going to be any traffic anywhere besides in front of the Payless in your village today. It doesn't look like it. A little bit of traffic getting into Anderson Air Force Base. Southbound Marine Corps Drive all the way to the intersection of 1 and 3. And the intersection of the Micronesia Mall running fairly clear right now. The Marine Corps Drive all the way into the downtown Agutnia area. That looks like it's the way to go today. If you are on Route 16, shouldn't have any problems getting through most of it. 8, 10, and 16 running very, very clear right now. Don't see any traffic at the intersection of 10 and 15, 4 and 10. Looking really, really good. 8 into town, not bad. 4 into town, looking superior there. And then we've got southbound Marine Corps Drive all the way down to Big Navy, and you're not even seeing a whole lot of traffic through there this morning. Moving south because there is an issue down in the Umatic area over by the San Dionisio Church. There was an accident yesterday. We'll get an update from Chief Joyce Nicholas, acting chief or chief?
It's no act, Ray.
Anyway, Joyce and Nicholas going to be joining us in just a few minutes. Give us an update and some of the steps that they're taking, and some of the things that have them concerned because they have not apparently done a whole lot by way of moving things around just yet because of the nature of the cargo it was carrying, 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds of LP gas, or something along those lines. So 6:38 in the morning. Don't see a whole lot of southbound traffic just yet. We'll look for delays for you on your behalf as the program continues. It's 6:38 on The Point.
Guam Regional Medical City was awarded Advanced Primary Stroke Center certification from the Joint Commission. What does this mean? It means our neuroscience team is equipped with the latest technology and a team of the finest neurological doctors to treat stroke, which is one of the leading causes of death on Guam. GRMC, reflecting our commitment to providing safe and quality patient care. For more information about GRMC, visit us at grmc.gu or to make an appointment, call 671-633-GRMC.
Join us at Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro and see why they've been crowned Guam's best Chamorro food restaurant for 9 consecutive years. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus tinactac, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet burgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña location from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch, 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. for dinner, or 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for their famous Sunday brunch.
I don't want to put that picture back up on the screen. Everybody, there's a bunch of perverts around here, but most of the questions about that picture are coming in from girls. They're asking. No,
she must have one heck of a backache.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so back up on the screen. So Donna's asking me, are they real? And the answer is, I don't know. I can't tell anyway.
Yeah, you need to. Never mind.
And beautiful Sarita Garin.
My back hurts just looking at it.
Right? Whoa, what those are balloons, says Sarita.
Who's a chiropractor?
Oh, my God. So now it's like it's going to chance you can't watch Ray anymore. Not even for the rest of the day. 20 away from 7 o'clock in the morning. 888-8255. 888-TALK is the telephone number. I want you to swing by NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. You know, Frontier season continues, and the rainier and muddier it gets, the more your Nissan Frontier is going to want to go out and get some. So swing by, do a test drive. It just costs you a couple of minutes, and you could win $1,000 in monies. They got great prizes like free grills, coolers, canopies to give away, all kinds of stuff, to help you live that Frontier lifestyle. And when you decide that you're going to buy it, it will come loaded. A case of Spam, 25 pounds, bag of rice, and no money down. You don't have to put a down payment on this. You don't have to make any payments for the first 3 months. Nissan will take care of all of that. Find out why people all over Guam are raving about their new Frontiers, including me at NissanGuam.com.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show.
similarities between all these pictures I'm getting from Dennis Larson. You seen the similarities there, Joe? Back and forth. Click, 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 click. Okay.
Both
enough.
very expensive, Ray.
That's enough playing. Now, 19 away from the top of the hour. As I say, 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number around here on driver's side airbags. Thanks very much, Jose. Yeah, I see where everybody's. Do I need to remind you this is Holy Thursday? Do I? Jenks, hold me a Coke.
Okay.
All right.
We'll do some Coke.
I try to clear mentally the decks around here so I can move on with the rest of the program. As I said, asking about what is that haze that's out there. Dennis Larson says it's just salt, just a little bit of spray from the wind kicking up the ocean and making it hit cliff sides and beautiful reefs and things like that. Just a natural occurrence that we're going to be working on. Waiting to get some confirmation on who is going to be joining us this morning. Senator OPA investigating GVB board members. This is the PDN version of the story. On the eve of a Thursday legislative oversight hearing in the Guam Visitors Bureau, Senator Jesse Lujan said the Office of Public Accountability is investigating GVB board members. Vice Chair of the Tourism Committee conducting the oversight hearing said OPA investigation related to a 2022 review of a committee that found conflicts between the law that created GVB and the Bureau's bylaws. In prior meetings, GVB President Carl Gutierrez and other members of the management team said that the committee review found oversight or illegal actions made during the terms of the last two Bureau administrations and last two boards. Others, Gutierrez and others earlier said they are legal risks and include potentially requiring board members to return public funds. You take a look at some of the synopsis, and again, the entire document is available on Candid's website this morning, and it could mean maybe $1 million, maybe more, that might need to get repaid, depending on, I suppose, what we're going to see when the OPA is done with the documentation, when he has reviewed all of that paperwork. I'm told that the synopsis that you see is a very, very small portion of another much larger report that was issued by the Business Risk Committee that put all of that stuff together. So it is possible that it's taking a little bit longer for the OPA to review it because it's such a larger and substantive document that he has got his hands on. Now, in addition to everything else that they're working on over at the place, 6:44 in the morning, I was joking and out loud said, is the oversight hearing still on? And the answer that I'm getting at 6:44 in the morning is, why, yes. It is still on, as a matter of fact. So 9:30 this morning could be some action over at the legislature, or it could be just gaveling in. Hello, everybody. Okay, break, and then gavel out, and we'll come back Monday or Tuesday after things have settled down a little bit more. One of the other pieces of information I will share with you a little bit later on. We'll take a look at what's going on in the markets, but I've got some scary news to give you here this morning. All week long, I have been nervous about the increase in the price of gasoline and oil worldwide. The OPEC nations have said that they're going to decrease production significantly, and as a result of that, we saw West Texas crudes going north of $80. And this morning it's at $80.45. Yesterday, well, let me take you back to last Thursday. Last Thursday, Tapas was trading around, let me see here, I'd say it was trading about $80, $80 a barrel. Today, it's trading at $87.12. Significant increase in just a few days. And unfortunately, it's one of the most expensive oils in the world, and also the kind of oil that they turn into the gasoline that you and I put in the car. It's Holy Thursday. Tomorrow's Good Friday. I'm sure the last thing that the guys in the gas business want to do is increase prices. But if that's the price for your raw material and it's going up as radically as it is, you got to do something. So if you are anywhere near empty in the car, I'd go to your favorite gas station place and put some gas in the car while it is relatively cheap, $5 for a gallon right now. I am predicting here and now that the price is going to go up, maybe substantially over the next couple of days. 6:46 in the morning. Is that Chief Joey?
That's the Chief.
All right, gotcha.
I don't have a jingle for him.
It's all right. When he's got to, well, you know what? Maybe we should. Did I see a picture of Governor Lulian Guerrero pinning something on you the other day?
Oh, no, that was actually our fire captain promotions that was happening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were getting some kind of a medal for your service or something. So they're just an acknowledgement that you're chief again?
No, I'm still just acting chief at this point with no other potential designation in the future, at least for now. But that particular day, we were just we promoted the remaining captains that we had. Yeah.
Okay, and so do any of those guys want to be chief one day?
I hope so. I do believe in training my replacement. So we got a bunch of all-stars in the fire department that would be very good chiefs in the future for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's just that I know that at one point or another, I don't know if it's been corrected, but there was a kind of a differential, if you will, where you might be somebody with captain rank on your shoulders, but making more than the chief. Has that been resolved?
Yes, I worked with the legislature on fixing that particular issue when I was the fire chief. It didn't affect me, but it'll affect any future fire chief. They'll be able to choose between the appointment salary or their current salary, whichever is higher.
All right, 6:48 in the morning. Always an interesting conversation when it comes to firefighter pay, which has been explained to me numerous occasions, and my eyes just glaze over. The way that you guys figure out how you get paid, vacation, sick, and overtime is a complete and total baffling mystery to me. But moving on to here, a very, very serious story. Understand that the driver of the vehicle involved in the accident down in Pneumatic has passed away.
Yeah, it's been a tough past 20 hours. It's very unfortunate. We responded to that fatal accident yesterday, and we've been there ever since. We're still there as we speak right now. So, it's unfortunate. We made a quick check on the victim, confirmed, no signs of life, and the fact that he was pinned also added to the complexity of the problem. So, given that the tank's been leaking, LPG is heavier than air, so it stays down in the ravine where the accident, where the truck actually came to rest, making it very difficult to use our tools for fear of a spark and igniting the fumes in the area.
So the remains have not been transported?
Not at this time, no. Like I said, LELs, the lower explosive limits, are about 10%. You can go as high as 30% for first responders. But we had readings all the way up in 57% as far as the lower explosive limit. So meaning any little spark would have just
about how long is
the entire area.
Any estimates on when it will be safe enough to go down there and extract the remains and then figure out how to unravel the accident scene?
Yeah, so at about 3 o'clock this morning, we noticed that the tank wasn't hissing anymore. It wasn't leaking, but there was still, so we allowed the fumes to basically dissipate. And roughly about 05:45 this morning, we did some final readings, and the lower explosive limit was down to about 4%, which means it's safe to enter. And so we're, GPD, because of the nature of the crash, has requested that they just be allowed to come in and initiate the traffic investigation.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they come in and do what they do, which I'm sure the part that's necessary with relative to the victim will be rather quick. We're going to go right down there and extricate him and get him to the morgue.
I was fascinated reading this in the Guam Daily Post because I don't know, in my mind there seems to be a whole lot of science and some scientific training that went into it. You guys couldn't just rush into the scene and do your regular firefight and emergency response right away. I'm sure that there was somebody that said, "Hey, remember we had that class on explosives."
So we do have a hazmat team. They're a bona fide hazmat team with the right of instruments and equipment to mitigate a hazardous material scene. This was a very complex scene because it was down in a ravine. This was a heavy truck that was teetering on some trees, making it very unstable with a tank that was actively hissing, a pressurized tank for that matter. So there was a lot of issues that had to be dealt with. But we do have a team on site that is, as soon as we are able to enter the scene, we'll execute what we have to do.
Any lingering effects for
There is.
the members of the Umatic community?
Yeah, so we did, for the 3 or 4 houses closest to the scene, we advised them to either shelter in place or evacuate, depending if they were, smelling any of the LPG. The mayor was very active in assisting us. He offered his offices for the residents to evacuate back towards, away from the scene. We just basically did our best to keep about a 300-meter radius around the scene as a safe distance.
Are you able to? I mean, I know that you said the cops are going to be down there and eventually get their investigation started, find out exactly what's going on. When I first heard about the crash, it took me back a few years to a crash just as you enter the village, a runaway truck in that area. Is it did that ring familiar to you when you came upon the scene?
Oh yes, as a matter of fact, it's the exact location.
Oh my God!
That particular location has had quite a few accidents over the year. Over the years, for the exact same reason. Coming in down that hill, brakes. They ride the brakes all the way down. These heavier trucks. If you don't utilize your engine brake, downshift, and feather your brakes every now and then, it could mean a lot of trouble. So. That's basically what it looks like, is that he came down towards the bottom of the hill a little too quick, couldn't slow it down when he came to the turns, and barring the investigation, that's basically what it looks like. Yeah.
All right, 6:53 in the morning. I appreciate the efforts that you and your team are going to be taking today for the family to extricate the remains and then help the police department get on with their investigation. One other question while I got you on the line here is I'm waiting for my invitation to the grand opening of the 911, the new E911 center that you're going to put together. How close are we to launching?
Yeah, so, over these years, right, because I've always been pushing it to the right and to the right and to the right, so I've always been very hesitant with dates. But I think we're pretty solid with May 10th. We have that on the governor's calendar.
I can't make it. It's my daughter's graduation, bro. Can you move it? Just like the weekend. Not even, no, I was going to say the weekend, but it's Mother's Day. But that's bad for me.
Yeah, I apologize. That's the day we've all agreed on, so... but if something comes up, you'll be one of the first to know.
Right on. Okay. Well, that's not a long time away from where we are right now. A little over a month, and we ought to be in the midst of the E911 system. I've got to assume that means that we've got components that have been installed in process of testing and personnel that are training now.
You're on top of it, Ray. Yeah, we just finished up our computer-aided dispatch training with our E911 call takers, as well as our responders who will be utilizing the laptops out in the field that receive the information from the next gen 911. So we just completed that last week, and we're continuing more training, more testing, knocking out the finer bits of what needs to happen to ensure that we meet the May 10 cutover date. So we're very, very confident that we're going to meet it. Our vendor is very active in ensuring that we knock out these tasks that are required, and I think we're going to be good to go May 10th.
Nice. 6:55 in the morning, and the cybersecurity issues over at Guam Memorial Hospital. You've got the cybersecurity firewall module all installed, so nothing. The Chinese aren't going to be able to come in and hack our command control in 911, right?
Yeah, the beauty about this contract is that we got all the power of AT&T involved with this next gen 911 system. So they got their back wall or their firewall that blocks anything from getting into the main server.
Excellent.
That's to be honest, Ray, that's all stuff way above my technical knowledge. But they've assured me that we'll be good to go. We are tied in with Frank Lujan at the Office of Technology, making sure that everything meets his requirements as far as cybersecurity for the government of Guam. So, we're definitely checking all those boxes.
All right. One last thing to do with the 911 system before I let you go, because I know what a busy, crazy day you're going to have, is will the 911 tapes be available to members of the media and news community? It's a common practice around the mainland, as you know, when there's something goes on and eventually after things have been, I don't know, scrubbed or whatever, oftentimes the audio of the 911 calls will be made available to the public so that we can hear what it sounded like when those initial calls were coming through. I know that the system that you are replacing now, somehow or another, the audio recording capabilities went on the fritz, so that was a non-question. But as a new system comes around, will we be able to download, or will the 911 operations make available audio to the media?
Yes, we've always made it available upon request. We don't just voluntarily put it out there. But definitely recordings that are still part of an active investigation might be a little difficult, a little tricky. But your everyday recordings that we see no issue releasing that, I don't think we'll have any problem with that. We never did in the past, so I think we'll be good.
All right, 6:57 and change. Chief, as I said, I know you got a busy day ahead of you, so I'm going to let you get to it. Appreciate your time, and happy Easter to you and the family.
Likewise, if I can, I just want to give a real big thanks to everybody who's contributed to this run. It's a very difficult one, having the victim there on the scene the entire time, and our rescuers just antsy to try to get in there and get them out. I do want to just thank their willingness to be there, their service, and their dedication to duty. So I appreciate the time, Ray. You guys have a great day.
We certainly will. 888-825-5888-TALK. Tough, got to be tough for the victim's family here, just waiting things out. The fire department on the scene right now with all the tools and the technology, and it must be frustrating for them to want to be able to go in there and do that. But as light is breaking over the Umatic area, it is possible that they will be able to finally get in there, extricate the remains of the individual, and so we'll provide some closure to the family. It's breaking news yesterday and a continuing developing story that we bring you here as we make our way into what is going to be our Friday version of the program. No frowny faces today. We're not working tomorrow. It's Good Friday. By some miracle, it's a holiday. I'm trying to remember why. And you know what? I did finally remember why. It's because we normally would take the Liberation would be a holiday, right? But because we're in radio and we always work and wave and we're on a thing or something like that, it turns into a work day for us. So we get an extra holiday that we can take earlier in the year, and that happens to be tomorrow. I don't know that it is a Gov Guam holiday tomorrow. I don't believe that it is tomorrow. So
no, they killed that.
Have you turned in your leave? Has everybody turned in their leave?
So last week we turned it in, right?
All day over at Ross, eating dresses like the guy. I don't know. Look, we're closing in on 7 o'clock in the morning. Fox News Live is coming up on the other side of that. Donna D is going to take care of another look at big news. Jerry Roberts and a very special extra point coming your way before you know it. In the meantime, stand by now. Fox News Live. I'm sure we'll get some kind of update on what's going on with the whole Donald Trump indictments, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe yet more expert analysis from the experts on what's going to be happening next, whether shoes are going to drop. In the meantime, we're KUSG again, 93.3 Pica's Best. This is The Point.
Staggering and pervasive. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Two of the words used to describe the findings of a long-running investigation into church sex abuse in the Baltimore Archdiocese. Maryland's Attorney General releasing a redacted report that also denounces the handling of abuse claims by Catholic officials.
Maryland prosecutors summarizing the report's contents as damning. Sexual abuse so pervasive that some parishes, congregations, and schools had more than one abusive priest at the same time, including one congregation where 11 abusive priests practiced for over 40 years.
Fox's Matt Napolitano. In all, more than 150 priests and others accused of sexually abusing more than 600 children over the past 80 years. Also today, Maryland lawmakers giving final approval to a bill ending the statute of limitations on abuse-related civil lawsuits, sending it to the governor. In a statement posted online, Baltimore Archbishop William Laurie apologizes to victims, saying the report details a reprehensible time that will not be covered up, ignored, or forgotten. The president of Taiwan meets with a bipartisan group of U.S. lawmakers led by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in California.
America's support for the people of Taiwan will remain resolute, unwavering, and bipartisan.
McCarthy also says U.S. arms sales to Taiwan must continue. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre says China, which claims Taiwan as its own, should not use the meeting as a pretext to overreact.
Our channels of communications are open, and we have had a consistent message that has urged restraint. And in recent days, we have conveyed directly to the Chinese at high levels that escalation is uncalled for.
Chinese air carriers sailing through Taiwan's territory ahead of today's meeting. 2 weeks of tornadoes have now killed more than 60 people in the U.S., mainly in the South and Midwest. 5 more deaths early today in Glen Allen, Missouri, south of St. Louis. America is listening to Fox News.
Subway's new Subway Series menu is a collection of greatest hits. But my number 7, the Mexicali, is on a whole nother level with the way avocado meets chicken and pepper jack cheese.
Outlaw! You tell them, Raiden. That's the number 2, the Outlaw Sandwich. They don't know flavor.
It's the greatest cheesesteak hit with juicy steak, pepper jack, and Baja Chipotle sauce. There's a better mean cheese pairing than that. Shanzi, justify my point, please.
Meatball, pepperoni, and mozzarella. That's number 6, the Boss Sandwich, because we're the bosses of flavor. We're done here.
At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh.
A presidential trip to Ireland is now set and will include the UK next week, paying tribute to a Northern Ireland peace deal.
President Biden will mark the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Accord in Belfast, Northern Ireland, a U.S. negotiated agreement ending decades of sectarian violence in the country. From Belfast, President Biden will travel to Dublin, Ireland, and deliver an address celebrating the deep historic ties between the U.S. and Ireland. The Good Friday Accord is facing some new tension following Brexit, with a new framework addressing trade and commerce. And last month, UK intelligence raised the terrorism threat level in Northern Ireland from substantial to severe. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Former Vice President Mike Pence will not appeal in order to testify in a Justice Department probe related to former President Trump, including January 6th and efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. A spokesman says Pence's objection to the subpoena was partially upheld by a judge who ruled he can refuse to answer questions about his actions while serving as Senate president on January 6th. However, executive privilege claims could still be appealed. The pink moon is rising. Just don't expect it to live up to its name.
The first full moon of spring is called the pink moon, although the color appears to be yellow or orange due to the angle of the light and its interaction with Earth's atmosphere. Unlike the previous 3 full moons that occurred outside prime viewing time in North America, the full pink moon will reach its peak illumination at 12:34 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on April 6th. You have the best chance to enjoy this version of the moon if you live in the central and southeastern parts of the nation.
Fox's CJ Papa. The name pink moon comes from an herb moss native to the eastern U.S. and one of the earliest widespread flowers of spring. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
Chili's has just rolled out the best version yet of the 3 for $15 meal deal. Mix and match your choice of beverage and starter with the larger selection of entrees. Enjoy crowd favorite dishes like the honey chipotle chicken crispers with rice, bacon ranch quesadillas, or the juicy Santa Fe burger. There's so many combinations to choose from that you might have to three-peat to try them all. So come on down and make your own 3 for $15 meal deal. At Chili's, more life and great value happen here.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
Did you know that our liver serves over 500 functions for our body? A healthy liver provides a wide range of health benefits. TMC's Center for Liver Health and Transplantation prides itself itself in providing world-class diagnostic and therapeutic services to patients with liver diseases such as liver cancer, cirrhosis, and viral hepatitis. The TMC Liver Center is known for the high success rate of their liver transplant program, capable of both pediatric and adult, deceased, and living donor liver transplantation. For more information, contact the TMC referral office at 988-8627. The Medical City, your partner in health and in sickness.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna DeJesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. Senator Chris Barnett will be holding a hearing to address the issue of student safety after learning that GPD never investigated a 2018 complaint against 38-year-old Miles Washington. He was an UP elementary school teacher who was charged in February with sexually assaulting 3 students after following them into the restroom. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio confirms that the 2018 complaint was never investigated. Barnett says it is disappointing and disgusting to know that an investigation into the initial complaint could have prevented further abuse and assault from happening. Senators Joanne Brown and Talo Taitigui requested an oversight hearing on the issue of sex crimes in the public schools yesterday. Brown says, "Not only are we concerned about the media reports on child sex-related crimes in our schools, but we are also concerned about the possibility of these same crimes not being reported or underreported by the victims. An oversight hearing will be scheduled within a month." Meanwhile, Brenda Kinian, who served as an informant in the investigation into former Zotnya Mayor Jesse Blas, will be sentenced in July for a separate 2017 case. Kinian was believed to have been involved in robbing an agate convenience store and threatening the owner, saying she was protected by the FBI. For the next year, Kinian took advantage of the owner's fear and trauma from the robbery to induce the owner to pay Kinian. She extorted $450,000 from the owner and attempted to take land that belonged to them. In 2018, Kinian pleaded guilty to extortion by wrongful use of threatened force, violence, or fear, and aiding and abetting extortion under pretense of office and employment. She faces a maximum sentence of 23 years between both charges. More news after this.
Just in time for Lent. It's our delicious BK Big Fish Sandwich. 100% white Alaskan pollock, breaded with crispy panko, topped with sweet tartar sauce, tangy pickles on top of a warm toasted brioche bun. Also available, our Impossible Whopper, 100% Whopper, 0% beef. Enjoy your Lenten season with French fries or our new mozzarella sticks with a refreshing brewed, sweet, or unsweetened tea. We are ready to serve you this Lenten season. Now available at BK Hagåtña, Tuban Bay, Micronesia Mall, and the airport. Have an amazing day. You rule.
An investigative report into allegations against current and former members of the GVB Board of Directors has been leaked to Candid News. The 4-page summary listed board members accused of being involved in unlawful conduct and dropped names that revolved around Guam Sports Entertainment, United Airlines, and PHR Ken Corp. In the report is an admission by then GVB Chair Milton Morinaga stating he was uncomfortable because of a private meeting with GVB directors Sam Shinohara and Ben Ferguson that involved Steve Reuter, owner of RIMS, which was a GVB vendor participating in an active procurement. The observations led to scrutiny of GVB's financial support for Guam Sports Entertainment, which organizes the United Guam Marathon, formerly known as the Guam International Marathon, that received significant funding from GVB. The report was provided to the OPA and the AG's office for review. And Guam's endangered kingfisher bird species, which has been extinct in the wild since the 1980s, will be released on a remote Pacific atoll. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's goal is to gather information about the species in order to eventually reintroduce the birds to Guam, provided the island's brown tree snake population has been adequately suppressed or eliminated. The Palmyra Atoll has no known predators, and the islands in the atoll can support as many as 15 breeding pairs of Guam kingfisher. The experiment's plan calls for the birds to be fed if necessary to increase their chances of survival. Fish and Wildlife states that in order for the kingfisher to be considered threatened instead of endangered, at least 500 birds must be successfully reintroduced to Guam, and the birds must maintain a stable or increasing population for at least 5 consecutive years. And those were your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
What's the right way to eat those kingfishers?
Don't
Is
eat,
it
they're so
rotisserie
cute.
or fried or...
Leave them alone. They're so cute.
No. I get they're cute and so
pica, man.
Yeah, cut and pica. That's
Yeah.
what we're coloring that thing.
It's like stewing.
You know, this is
stewing chicken.
It's nature.
tough.
It's okay. Now, what were they saying? we have to drastically reduce the number of or eliminate brown tree snakes on Guam. Yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah, that's totally going to
They're
happen.
never coming back, the kingfisher.
You know, and you remind me now as I'm talking about invasive
Yeah.
species and stuff. I never did get around to telling that story about the invasive species that is coming in from Canada. I mean, it's a very, very serious concern that they've got there with these feral pigs.
Hybrids.
They're hybrid pigs. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. You must have remembered when I was talking about it yesterday.
I was there.
They were. You were here, correct. Hold on a second. A cross between domestic pigs and wild boars was intentionally bred in Canada. The resulting super pigs escaped captivity and could be invading the United States. They are the worst invasive large mammal on the planet, period, said Ryan Brook, wildlife researcher and professor. European wild boars were first brought to Canada in the 1980s to introduce a new and exotic pork product that could be uniquely marketed and served at upscale restaurants. But as the boars started popping up on farms across Canada, they were crossbred with domestic pigs to make the swine bigger and more prolific. The new pigs could also grow thick, furry coats, equipping them to survive the exceptionally cold Canadian winters, which can bring weeks of negative double-digit temperatures that we're completely alien to us here on Guam. But there was a problem, according to the story. The traits that made them super pigs, desirable for the meat market, also made them a nightmare once they escaped. The breeders, quote, basically turbocharged this wild boar with all the things that make it a really successful invasive species. So they're all over the place. And like I said, pigs are smart. Pigs are smart, are they not?
I was wondering in the beginning, they bred them on purpose, and then there's such a problem. Like, why would they do that then? And then, as you read it,
because
I'm like,
it's escaped. Yeah, that's what. Yes, greed. We want to sell more pork. The pigs, which can grow to well over 600 pounds, can thrive in varied landscapes, from forest to open prairies. Eat just about anything. They are an environmental train wreck. They prey on native species like frogs and salamanders, and the nests of ground nesting birds like ducks and geese. They've even been found with white-tailed deer in their stomachs. They take a tremendous toll on the landscape. They'll feast on most agricultural crops. Corn is king, they said. When they push out these big, strong bodies, they just tear the ground up. They dig up plant roots, insect larvae, anything else they can eat in the ground. Adding the trail of destruction makes it look as though a small bomb went off. The kind
Sound
of
like
things
our squatters
they do sound like our squatters and our squatter pigs that we've got here. Pigs can contaminate water, which they roll around in to cool off and subsequently urinate and defecate in, and carry diseases that can be transferred to humans, including E. coli and hepatitis. Now, I know you're thinking, shoot them with the gun. And the problem is, they say you cannot hunt your way out of this problem. You cannot barbecue your way out of this problem. Read up on it. It's an interesting and fascinating there, but for the grace of God, go us stories. 7:14 on the Ray Gibson Show. Who's on the phone?
Polly Mike.
Oh. Wait. I gotta clear my head. I have a priest.
10 Hail Marys and 5-hour fathers, Ray.
Polly, welcome to the program. We don't get a chance to talk often, but I wanted to offer you my congratulations on a job and a job title that I have no concept or clue what it is about. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning, Ray. I think many people share your thoughts as well.
I got the paperwork from Tony yesterday, and I was reading it, and I said I honestly have no idea what this job refers to. So before I congratulate you on your promotion, what promotion did you get, Polly?
Actually, I don't even consider it a promotion. It's just more work and more responsibilities. But technically, I'm just the assistant to Father Romy Convocar, who's been appointed by the Holy Father to be the apostolic administrator for the Archdiocese. So I'm just his assistant, his delegate, in layman's term, chief of staff. I'm just the one that kind of administrates and manages the day-to-day operations of the Chancery office.
Now, like if he goes off island, do you get to take over?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. All right. So so literally in a chief capacity.
That's correct.
Okay, and this is something that you would do out of your home parish?
Yes, and of course I spend half the day at the Chancery, and then the other part of the day I'm here at St. Anthony's Church.
Uh-huh. Oh, but it's been an interesting couple of weeks for St. Anthony's these days, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. And in fact, the recent update, there will be a Zoom meeting for parents on Saturday to explain what had happened, what has been, how we responded, and to assure our parents and families the safety of the return of children to medical
Right,
school.
right. Folks, if you recall, there were issues and some serious threats, or threats that were taken very seriously by the police department, the FBI, obviously the faculty and staff and student body as well at St. Anthony School. It took them out of classes, I believe, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday last week. Gave them an opportunity to get into their Holy Week and spring break celebration a little bit early, but eventually that's going to end. The kids are going to need to get back to school on Holy Monday, right?
On Tuesday. They return on Tuesday from the spring break.
Okay, and as you say, so a Zoom meeting among everybody to let you know what has been going on down there and what steps have been taken?
That's correct. A notification went out to the parents yesterday.
Can you illuminate that a little bit more while I've got you on the line? I mean, what was the nature of the threat? How was the threat delivered?
Sure. On Wednesday, the first threat, it was a note that was left in this front office, and it indicated that there will be a shooting at 10 a.m. And that's when the order, once upon the staff received it, we gave the order to lock in shelter-in-place order, and that's when all the students, all the faculty remain in their classrooms secured and to take cover.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, GPD was simultaneously called in, and in a few minutes they arrived on scene. They were able to do that. Coincidentally, Timoney Elementary, our neighboring school, was also having an active shooter drill.
Oh.
And then one of the faculty members, I understand, panicked, contacted her husband, who happens to be in Homeland Security, which happens to be at our campus, responding to our call. And that's when SWAT was detailed to Timoney Elementary, and that's where that video went viral.
There you go. Okay, that explains that. There were a lot of hair on fire, hysterical remarks that were following that particular video around for most of the rest of the day. So that was Wednesday, and then another similar threat was found.
Then on Thursday, the FBI had contacted the administration. They've been monitoring certain postings and indicated there was some sort of indication of bombing or shooting going to happen at the school. And so they contacted the administration. Of course, they were monitoring social media platforms, and that's how they discovered and traced the IP address to a student.
Ooh.
So that investigation is still ongoing, and they will let us know hopefully by today where we're at with that, and then we'll try to communicate that to our parents on Saturday.
Wow! What a fascinating story this is.
Yeah.
And going back to a student, I'm going to assume a student at St. Anthony School.
That's correct.
All right, and have the appropriate steps been taken with this student and the student's parents?
We will be meeting with the parents. FBI is still doing their investigation, and as soon as that is complete, then they will then reach out to us, and we will then address the issue.
Boy, things have certainly changed a lot since I was a kid, and many of us remember the times where that was a completely and totally open campus. You could drift from one side to the other, get from the school side to the church side, the parking lot, and the playground, and all of that. And now it feels like with all the gates that are up there these days, including significant stay-away gates in the front of the school, it's clear that the nature of the surrounding area has changed. St. Anthony School also among the facilities here that have taken the additional step of hiring private security to help maintain safety of the campus and the surrounding area while the kids are present.
Correct, Ray. We had to do that when we learned of Bishop Gardner going through something similar and the academy going through something similar. Mm-hmm. We took the precaution and upgraded our security measures, and even had electronic gates inserted in there, and also our surveillance cameras have been increased, and then of course our hiring presence of G4S security that's on campus.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a mind bender because, you know, in my mind, the church is like the post office. We don't close. You can go in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Last time I was running through the area, noted a homeless person sleeping on the benches by the principal's office, and you know, you kind of go into condition orange by that time. That's a terrible way to be running schools and campuses where the kids should have a degree of safety kind of built into it. 7:21 in the morning. I appreciate your updating me and our listeners, and I can appreciate the additional work that you have to do. Also floating around in social media, though not as sinister, is a picture of you and some of your club mates there in the church, a bunch of local faces, and asking the question: is one of these guys a potential bishop?
Yeah.
This is the part where I ask you, like I asked Chris Barnett, are you running with Therese Terlai for governor? Polly Mike, do you want to be the bishop?
Absolutely not, Rick. That position, I don't wish that on any person. That's a very, as you know, with our experience with Archbishop Burns, it's a very difficult position.
Yeah.
And I pray for whoever the Holy Spirit puts in there for strength and courage, because it is very difficult. I'm happy where I'm at.
I hear that. 7:22 in the morning. While I've got you on the line, we're not working tomorrow. It's a Good Friday, so we will have our own personal observances. But while I've got you on the line, if you could, how about a blessing for the morning show here and all of our Point family that's listening as we make our way into this incredible Holy Weekend.
Absolutely. God's blessing in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Lord, send your spirit of blessing upon this family, to Ray Gibson, his co-workers, their families. Continue to give them strength and courage. We know that through Jesus, your Son, that we will be able to continue to get through all of these challenges, and we believe and trust in you. I mean, the blessings of Almighty God be with you all, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
7:22, but we still have to go to Mass, right? Even though we got the blessing? Oh, man.
Can we meet Polly?
You have again. I'll talk to you again soon. I appreciate the blessings and look forward to seeing you sometime soon, my friend.
Problem.
All right.
Anytime, Ray. God bless.
Polly Mike Chrysostom on the line here this morning. I don't know, how do you top that? How do you can't just go from that into the business report, but that's exactly what I have to do. Take a look at what happened on the markets in the last 24 hours, how they've reacted to the Trump arrest. S&P 500 down by 10, 4,090 is where that market ended up. NASDAQ dropped 129 points, closing at 11,996. The Dow picked up 80 points, big winner for the day. How about that? The Dow closing at 33,482. FTSE up by 28. The Nikkei down by 474 points. Lousy day in Tokyo, lousy day in Hong Kong. Hang Seng Index dropped 139 points. Shanghai is up by 16. The VIX is up by less than a point, and the DAX dropped 83 points. On the commodities, well, wait, hold on. As I said, the Dow was the only winner in the American markets, led up by Johnson & Johnson, United Health, Merck & Company, Amgen, and Walmart Incorporated. Why is Walmart up there?
China?
Trying to think of what it was that they've got a unique product offering these days. I wanted to try to remember what it is off the top of my head. I think it's the Bud Lights in the rainbow cans. I'm not sure. Nike led them down, and you know, I was telling you about that Dylan guy, right? The boy that's been acting like a girl for the last year. Yeah. That's getting a whole lot of. And I don't know, because sometimes Twitter will throw things at you that are parody, and sometimes I'm a little bit dense and I can't see it. But there's a video of him dancing around in these Nike leggings now, and apparently, according to this tweet, Nike has picked up Dylan as a spokesperson as well. Now, this is the part that kind of annoys me, right? Is now I'm going, oh yeah, I'm never going to buy Nike products again. But I'd actually already boycotted Nike. Because the Uyghurs and the slave labor in China that they use and all of that stuff. Yeah, so I hadn't been. I was already not buying Nike. So hopefully this guy will run out there and find another way to make one of my favorite companies go woke and broke. Home Depot drifting down as well. Boeing among the losers. Caterpillar and Apple Inc. Why is Apple Inc. down there? Talking about doing some crazy things when they unveil iOS 17 sometime very, very soon. I've downloaded the latest version of iOS 16 and kind of like it. They've added new emojis. There's a fan emoji. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Are there any emojis that we can use to send flirty messages to our flirty friends? And the answer is, unless you can figure out what to do with a ginger root, then no, I don't think there is anything flirty that you can find in the new bundle of emojis on the Apple phone systems. All right, on the commodities, like I said, oil still drifting up here as a result of the OPEC nation saying they're going to be reducing output. $80.35 for a barrel of West Texas crude. We are all freaking out about what's happening with Tapas. Goes from 80 to 85 today. It's $87.12. Right now, a gallon of gas on Guam will cost you $5. If you've got room in your tank, buy it now at $5. Because I'm, knock on wood. Hopefully, I'm wrong. But I'm generally right about these things. I feel an increase coming on. And Jerry Roberts will ask me once he gets his headphones on whether we suspect that is going to be an increase of 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents, or more. What do you think, Jer?
First thing I want to know is what was the gas price the last time, remember the conversation, when Tapas was at this? And what the price was? Are you keeping notes?
Yeah.
You said you were going to do this.
Yeah, no, I just haven't found the... I don't. You know what? There's this whole list of things that I've been procrastinating on, and that's one of them. So I would need to go back.
Procrastination.
Are we doing that? A very special.
I'm not sure.
So I would need to go back because I've got my numbers for the price of gasoline goes back like 2 years. So I would need to go back 2 years, and on the days where the price has gone up, and I have that information as well. Yeah. On those days, I'd need to find out what the going rate for Tapas was.
Yeah, I will say that I think the gas companies will show great restraint now.
Because it's Holy Week?
Well, maybe that.
Yeah.
But the other thing was that for so long, the price was going down, 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 and they only adjusted by really just a few cents. Mm-hmm. So, they like to be cautious and conservative in their movements, and I think this time they'll do the same thing.
Right. So we'll hold off on anything major because the last time we took a big bite out of everybody's budget, we went from $4.85 to $5.
Yeah,
okay.
But just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Fill your tank today. Yeah.
Buy the gas today if you absolutely can, because I got a feeling, like I said, it's going to be going up. If you're doing some traveling, numbers look like this: Japanese yen at 131.2, Philippine peso at 54.5, and the South Korean won at 1317.33. And I know the numbers are trading in fairly narrow range. They don't seem to oscillate a whole lot, but I got to give them, because the day that I don't, something radical is going to happen, and people are going to say, "Well, why didn't you tell me about the yen?" All right, so the real big number that we like is what's going on with the cyber currency, Bitcoin. Real Joe, do we have a number?
28,219, up $40.
Up $40. Okay, congratulations, guys. That's what is that? That's,
thank you, Ray.
That's dinner for one out on the town. How about that? All right, 7:28. Jerry Robertson on the Holy Thursday version of the Extra Point, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. Jerry?
Thank you. So many organizations struggle with growing talent and building effective leaders who can and will make decisions. Steve Jobs of Apple had some strong opinions on the topic of decision making. What I'm going to share today may just make a big difference for you and your team. And that's coming next on the Extra Point.
Fly even higher and get to your destination with the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank. You can earn 40,000 miles with $2,000 worth of spending within the first 3 months. That's 40,000 reasons to get on board with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Certain restrictions apply. To learn more about this offer, visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United.
Hafaday, this is Severina. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Today's Extra Point is about decisions, and it involves a story. It was 1997, and the name Apple Computer was mud to me. Apple had fired co-founder and CEO Steve Jobs years before, and the company had gone through several leaders who just about had ruined it. The Macintosh operating system at the time was a profane term, and I don't use profanity, but I'm going to use it today. Cover your ears if you're a former Mac user. System 7. Now, numerous older Mac enthusiasts just winced. If you're a Windows person and System 7 has no meaning for you, here's profanity that you will relate to. Windows ME. Ooh, painful, wasn't it? Yes. Well, I was publishing a magazine, and the computers were crashing continuously. Not daily, not hourly, but multiple times per hour. Apple support had no clue, no help. Forums couldn't do anything for me. And trying to pump out an 80 to 120-page publication was sheer torture. That year, we bought a refurbished Mac desktop computer, a powerful unit, which was going to be the main design station for the magazine. Apple promoted that their refurbs were checked out thoroughly and were as good as new. So we turned it on, and it went boom! Flames shot out. It was literally toast, on fire. Worse, it took nearly an act of God to get Apple to accept responsibility. Months of phone calls and emails. It was incredibly frustrating. I was mentally done with Apple. But there were zero options. Windows was 10 times worse. It was System 7 or nothing at all. As a side note, Apple stock closed that year at just under 10 cents per share. If anyone had suggested that I pick up 1,000 shares of Apple for $100, I'd have laughed at them, screamed at them, maybe thrown something at them. Buy Apple stock after all of that? Give me a break. In desperation, Apple had brought Jobs back the year before, but as a consultant, he was not the CEO, and I didn't see any immediate changes. At Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference, they hold every year, Jobs was taking questions from the audience when he was unexpectedly hammered by a guy who said, "Mr. Jobs, you're a bright and influential man. It's sad and clear that on several accounts you've discussed, you don't know what you're talking about." The man went on to ask specific questions about software infrastructure that Jobs had announced would be discontinued. He then challenged Apple's founder on what he'd been doing during the years that since he'd been fired from Apple. It was not pretty. Now, Jobs did not answer the man's specific questions, nor did he attempt to defend his intelligence or success. Instead, he simply replied, "Some mistakes will be made along the way." That's good, because at least some decisions are being made along the way. Then he added, "We'll find the mistakes and we'll fix them." On one hand, Jobs accepted responsibility, and on the other, he defined decision-making and success. He emphasized what all great leaders know. Mistakes are unavoidable if you're ever going to do anything of value. What Steve Jobs was saying was that making mistakes did not diminish one's credibility. It added to it so long as you learned from those mistakes. Jobs resigned from Apple due to illness in August of 2011. It was 4 years after he had launched the iPhone. He died 6 weeks later. Today, Apple is the largest company in the world with a total market value of about $2.6 trillion, roughly $500 billion more than second-place Microsoft. By the way, if I had put down the $100 for 1,000 shares of Apple at the end of 1997?
Don't do that.
Today, I would have 112,000 shares of Apple by virtue of 4 stock splits that ensued. That $100 investment would be worth $18.5 million. No $18.5 million for me, but the lessons learned from Steve Jobs, they're worth a lot. Quoting, "Some mistakes will be made along the way." That's good, because at least some decisions are being made along the way. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Teach people to make decisions. Start with small ones and work them up to bigger ones. Make sure they learn from mistakes, and then let them make more decisions. Eventually, you'll build a strong bench of people you can rely upon to lead. That's the win. And that's the extra point. Be responsible and make something good happen today. For 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show and First Hawaiian Bank, I'm Jerry Roberts.
Yeah, I sold my shares of Apple somewhere in between the iPods and iTunes and the iPhone, just before the iPhone came out.
Yep.
Yeah, and so whenever we start talking about Apple and investing in Apple, I feel, as you say, the mistakes have been made, and I keep thinking, maybe should I buy some more again? Are we going to see that incredible surge in the stock splits like we did in the past, or is that?
Yeah, there's no way to know, because I mean, you take a look at
there's no way to know.
Who are the competition. I mean, you always take a look at the competition, in the space now, and there's a lot of competition. But they've got half the market in phones. So I mean, when you look at them all told, you think, well, this is the most creative company going. They'll probably create more. But it's like you look at Tesla. Is Tesla still a good buy? Tesla is the premier electric vehicle company, and there's a lot of smaller players. But until you see somebody else emerge, they're the one that's going to get all the attention and sell most of the cars.
Getting a lot of attention these days. They say they're losing market share, but as you point out, they're still the big player in the room. So there's elasticity in Elon's plan. There's 7:36 in the morning, and thanks very much for the tickling the memory banks. I remember having to suffer through the Windows ME once upon a time.
Look, Microsoft is number 2. They're worth 2-point-something trillion. I mean, for all the mistakes these guys have made, and for all the horrible betaware and the rest of it they've tossed out and forced upon people, Microsoft and Apple, I go again way back when with System 7. I mean, they've been successful, but to invest in those companies at the time, you look at that and say, this is a horrible company. They probably won't last. Why would I want to do this?
Yes.
And now I looked at that and I said, why would anybody want to do that? They're almost out. They're almost gone. And here you are today.
Right. We're messing around and talking about maybe installing Windows 11 on the computer. But my experience with Windows 10 is one of those cases where I don't know what the computer is going to be like today when I come into the office. Did Windows send one of these updates? I've got all of that turned off. And then Windows, in its infinite wisdom, says, oh, you turn that off? Tell you what, we're going to take out a key function in that computer that you are using, critical functions at work. We're going to eliminate that capability until you update the computer. And it always picks the absolute worst time. So, I mean, this is a daily routine for me. When I come in, I just look at the critical computers and check to see if there's an update that I've got to install. And it seems to me most of the time there is. Why don't we just come out with a good piece of software and like they did back in the old days?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, ask the WhatsApp people about that as well. They've got almost a daily update on their desktop systems as well. 7:38 in the morning. That's Jerry Robert. I told you it was going to be a special extra point, and now we got to jump into a very special 7:30 newscast, being brought to you by our friends over at Burger King. I don't know. Well, the BK Big Fish sandwich, we've decided that's going to be a permanent part of the menu. So I don't want to make you feel like tomorrow is going to be the last one because it's Good Friday and Lent's going to end. But if you haven't tried one yet, go get one. Impossible Whoppers still on the menu. 100% Whoppers, 0% beef at BK. You rule. And coming up next week, BK Melts, spicy chicken fries, and plenty more. It's also being brought to you by our friends over at Hoffaday Realty. If you passed by a piece of property and said, I think I might be able to do something with that piece of property. It's a good place to put a bachelor pad and a man cave. Call up the guys over at Hoffaday Realty. Better yet, send them an email at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. Now, with news and headlines, here's Donna D.
37-year-old Reynard Yamelo Diza has been charged with possession after Port Police pulled him over in Petey on Tuesday. Diza was on a motorcycle and authorities found a glass pipe and 2 baggies with meth. Court documents note that Diza was on pretrial release for a 2022 case. And a serious crash was reported in Pneumatic yesterday involving a tanker truck carrying propane gas. At around 9:30 in the morning, Highway Patrol investigators responded after the truck ran off the road into a ravine along Route 2 heading into Agate. The driver of the truck had been killed and roads were closed throughout the day as LP gas continued to seep from the tanker. As of this morning, roads remain closed. And the governor is still working to resolve the AG's concerns about the federal lease for Eagles Field as the April 14 deadline approaches. AG Doug Moylan announced last week that he couldn't sign it because of the lack of legislative review and approval of future project funding and the prospect of the military taking over the hospital during national emergencies. So far, the governor has not asked for more time and is not considering any alternate sites. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Yeah, TikTok clock is running on that, and we haven't heard anything other than they might be pursuing a legal remedy. But the shoes just are not dropping over at Atloop on this thing. You know, it's possible they've given up. They just give up. Okay, fine. This was our only plan, and you guys were poo-pooing it or poo-pooing on it. So we're just gonna. You're stuck now with GMH, or maybe they're just so triggered by the idea that Therese Terlai could run for governor with Chris Barnett. Unstoppable team that they're just kind of, just circling the wagons out there. The turtle retreating back into its shell. Possible? I don't know. Fun to talk about? Absolutely. 7:40 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. I mentioned yesterday good news for Harry Potter fans. Details are on the way.
With decades experience in Guam and the region, Take Care members have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHB Health Center and urgent care. Ask for Take Care. Call 671-647-3526. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
Right on, 7:42 in the morning, Ray Gibson Show, until it's not going to be anymore. Is it time to take a look at what's happening on our roadways? Well, let's do that then. Yeah, looking at the southern end of the island, don't see a whole lot of traffic. Maybe a little bit of slowing down in Mauricio area as you're heading. It looks like it's got to be southbound because you can't make it through Umatic if you're going in that direction, unless that's where you're headed. A little bit of traffic in the Ipan Telefofo area and some Cross Island Road traffic that is visible right now on the screen. Big Navy and Sumai running fairly clear. Not a whole lot that's going to slow you down there outside of the usual traffic in there. Downtown Agutnia traffic looks like we've got some inbound congestion around the Agutnia Shopping Center side, making your way towards the courthouse area. That looks ultimately survivable. There's no school going on these days, so it's mostly intersection traffic virtually everywhere I'm looking. Intersection of 1 and 3, tiny bit of traffic there on Route 3 trying to get to Marine Corps Drive. Route 16 clear all the way between the intersection of the Micronesia Mall to 8, 10, and 16. Barely anything happening at that intersection. 10 and 15 over by Price, and the rest of 10, it looks fairly clear. Route 8 into the downtown Agutnia area at 743. A little bit of dogging out traffic over by Carline at Harvest, which is odd because I don't think they're in class this morning. I could be wrong. Otherwise, northbound traffic on Marine Corps Drive meeting up with just a little bit of southbound traffic. Nothing happening up in the north end that you need to worry about. So a slight look at traffic here this morning on the point.
KFC's $5 breakfast deals are the best and most affordable ways to start your day. The Colonel's Chicken and Rice Bowl, $5. Chicken fried steak, $5. Sausage, biscuit, and gravy, $5. And they all come with a fresh coffee. KFC $5 breakfast deals are served starting at 6 a.m. daily at your favorite KFC restaurant. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Tunay na kaibigan na handa para sa inyo. Ang bangko ng kinabukasan, laging maaasahan. Bank Pacific, where others the branches we place through.
Yes, let me look and see what I'm supposed to tell you. Oh, Subway, eat fresh. And a great new way to enjoy this, let somebody else drive and pick it up over at the place and bring it to you. Order your favorite Subway series sandwich platters on goodtogowedeliver.com or the Good to Go app. Enjoy the convenience of having the all-new menu of 12 chef-inspired sandwiches delivered right to you at your doorstep. At Subway, you got a refresh to be fresh.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Got that. So we've got the interesting Donald Trump story and what apparently is being reviewed by many in the field as an indictment that landed like a thud, just kind of a nothing burger. You spend a little bit of time talking about that and wondering how it is that this superstar D.A. Bragg was able to stretch the law. That's what they're saying. He's really stretching to get to these these indictable offenses. And as we mentioned yesterday, there's going to be some kind of contagion. There's going to be other people that are going to be calling for other heads. If they can go after former President Trump, who else can they go after? And people are talking about the Biden criminal family, and then we've got the Clintons, both of them. And what about Obama? Well, there's an interesting story showed up on Twitter yesterday. That says, Rich Howard is the guy that wrote it. Rich Howard on Twitter says, movie star Leonardo DiCaprio took the stand in a federal trial on Monday that seeks to hammer down the details of what appears to be a money funneling scheme that features a Malaysian financier funneling tens of millions of dollars through a prominent 90s rap artist for the purpose of donating to the Obama campaign. What? Let me give you the easy part of the headline. Leonardo DiCaprio testifies that the CCP Chicoms linked Malaysian financier, now a fugitive, sent $30 million to Obama during the 2012 campaign. Dun, 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 dun.
Wow, way to go.
I don't want to use the sardonic "and so it begins" phrase, but and so it begins. 7:47. About 9:30 this morning, there is scheduled at the legislative building, there is scheduled to be an oversight hearing on the Guam Visitors Bureau. It was supposed to take place a couple of months ago, but with a quick emergency return of Chairperson Amanda Shelton, he said, no, this is not going to happen. It's been rescheduled for this morning, and I anticipate there is going to be even more attention, more scrutiny paid on this public, this oversight hearing with the reveal yesterday of a synopsis of the Business Risk Compliance and Control Committee's report over allegations of certainly what looks like open government violations and other oversights that took place in previous versions of the Guam Visitors Bureau. And I think asking many of those questions is going to be Senator Jesse Anderson Lahan. Buenas and Hafa, Senator.
Hey, good morning, Ray, Real Joe, and Donna D. How you doing this Holy Thursday morning?
Not bad at all. The candidate got a leaked copy of that report yesterday. The entire document is available on their website this morning for everyone to see, and interesting allegations and names that have been named as a part of this. Names like Milton Morinaga, Sam Shinohara, Ben Ferguson, Steve Reuter, etc. Will they be called in as witnesses in this oversight hearing?
Ray, I don't. I mean, I'm the vice chair for the committee. I don't have direct oversight at this point. And the chairman, I've got to applaud the chairperson, because she did call the oversight. So I'm hoping. I mean, there are again stakeholders in this, and my understanding is all stakeholders were invited to attend. So I'm hoping each and every one. I mean, all of us, the people are all stakeholders as well, and tourists are stakeholders as well. So I'm hoping as many as possible come to the hearing, and most especially, as you said, those folks that were named. But at this point, Ray, I want to stay away from those particular individuals. I want to make sure that GVB again. I'm hoping to swear them in and stand by the findings of this report. And let's go from that first. I mean, I did FOIA that. It's pretty much you may have gotten, I think, a synopsis of the findings. But this is over an inch thick of findings.
I was going to say, I'm told
that,
I'm told that there is a larger document with a number of additional. There's more additional information as well as documentation of the findings of the Business Risk Compliance and Control Committee, texts, WhatsApp messages, and email communications, etc.
Yes, absolutely, and it's over an inch thick with that. I've stayed up all night pretty much reviewing that articles of incorporation and things of that nature. And so that being said, like I said, I want to reserve some of my comments today. Again, give the opportunity for the Guam Visitors Bureau and the folks that are there and might attend to be able to answer some of these questions. And I want to go with that. Give them, in all fairness, allow them, first crack at answering some of these questions. Right.
Well, my understanding is that, and I incorrectly yesterday said that a copy of the report itself made its way to the Attorney General's office. I cannot substantiate that right now, but you can substantiate that it made its way certainly to the Office of Public Accountability.
Yes, as a matter of fact, in the correspondence related to me, it did say that. I think it did say that. Yeah, that it was transmitted to the office. FOIA request BCC sent to the OPA. Sent to the OPA.
Right.
Yes. And that's what it said. So that one I can substantiate that this was the exact copy that was sent to the Office of the Public Accountability. Yes,
but not the we have multiple documents. The original report was sent to the OPA, or the synopsis was sent to the OPA.
It says the FOIA, the BCC, which is the complete report, was sent.
I see.
So I would assume that what I received is everything that the OPA had received as well, and like I said, it's over an inch thick of the report. So I don't see why if you're going to give something to the OPA that you would just give a synopsis.
Yeah, the 4-page deal. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot more. And BJ likes if you're going to put him on a fishing expedition, you send him the whole enchilada, put him on the big boat. At any rate, that's the case now. But we have not yet heard from the Office of Public Accountability on the disposition of that documentation and any actions that may or may not be taken.
As a matter of fact, I haven't heard. And when you said fishing expedition, when I send the FOIA out, it was just information that I got that it was sent to the OPA. So that's what I requested. I requested exactly the BCC report that was forwarded to the OPA. And they're a public office, and I'm one of 15 public offices as well down in the legislature, and so I just requested that what was sent to the Office of Public Accountability be sent to me as well. And finally, I'm glad that the management of GVB was able to respond and give me the same report that was given to the Office of Public Accountability.
Senator Jesse Anderson Lahan with us on the line. I don't recall seeing the notices for today's oversight hearing, but if you could you refresh my memory on what exactly is the agenda? What kind of Q&As is the panel going to be asking of the GVB now that this documentation is out in the open? To what degree is that going to switch the nature of the conversation?
Well, Ray, I don't have the agenda in front of me, so I can't quote that right now. I can look it up and send it to you.
Yeah, please.
I've got it somewhere here. I just don't have it in front of me at this point. But at this point, again, we're not going on this fishing expedition. If something is broken, we've got to fix it. And Ray, one of the things that again is just timely in this thing is, when the discussion about the 22% increase came to the floor and in front of the legislature, one of the things that I constantly ask in regards to whether because there was not one mention about GVB and the sustainability of GVB and what is going on with the numbers and things of that nature. I mean, so the sustainability of the 22% has nothing to do with the Guam Visitors Bureau and our tourism industry, and that was really baffling to me, because that is one of the pillars of our economic activity here in Guam, and we know that it's greatly challenged, but there was not one peep out of any of the panel that sat there regarding tourism numbers and all that. Everything was relying on the military buildup and military related activities here in Guam. And so those are some of the questions I'm going to ask here. I said, and because I pretty much said when we broke in the committee a whole, I said, you guys pretty much wrote off the Guam Visitors Bureau and their efforts in enhancing tourism here at here in Guam, because you're not mentioning anything about the sustainability and what those numbers mean to us and how much revenue is coming in. So again, it's bothersome, and those some of the things that I'm going to ask today, because in regards to moving forward, and why is it that the Guam Visitors Bureau is saying one thing, and the administration and the Department of Administration is saying another, And so we need to consolidate that. I mean, we need to speak as one. I mean, believe me, Ray.
But here's the deal: the 22% increase has already gone out. It kind of, we're closing the barn door after the horses and the cows have run away. It's a little bit late for that now, but it would be nice to consolidate information. 7:55. I'm watching it to the degree that I'll be able to. It starts at 9:30 this morning. Should be covered on the legislative channel.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I got it here right now. The oversight, okay, the updates, financial updates, GVB board and memberships, GVB enabling legislation and bylaws, Guam destination management, industry recovery updates.
Roger that. So you would be able to engage this report when you start talking about the board, the bylaws, and how people get on the boards.
I certainly would like to. I hope I'm not shut down because Ray.
You mean like last time?
Well, Ray, believe me, I was getting texts and calls last night to leave this alone, and they're telling me, this is not a good start for tourism to reveal these things. I go, I'm with you. It's not a good start. It's the board members that did this.
Well, the allegations certainly is skirting around the open government law, number one, and then there's allegations in there of an incredible amount of spend that went to people that probably should have recused themselves from these conversations. I'll read bits and pieces of it while I've got some time. I do need to let you run because I know how busy your day is going to be and how much you need to get prepped for it. Probably not going to have a chance to see you over the weekend, so to you and your family, happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you and your family and the crew there at the Point.
All right, roger that, buddy. I'll see you soon. 888-8255, 7:57 in the morning, and just a couple of updates here. One of them from the Joint Information Center with an update now. Response to LP gas tanker crash. Roadways remain closed. At 5:15, Guam Fire Department personnel reported the LP gas tank was completely empty of its contents and flammability and oxygen levels were deemed safe for entry. Extrication of the victim will be performed once the Guam Police Department completes their initial investigation into the crash. As GPD conducts their investigation into the fatal accident, both southbound and northbound roads, Route 2 into Umatic, and will remain closed to traffic. Motorists are advised to seek alternate routes until further notice. The Joint Information Center will provide additional information once it is available. All right, so that's the update on that story. And if you're wondering, what is it in this Business Risk Compliance and Control Committee, the first page has one of the operational kind of reporting on it, and I'll try to get through all of this before it gets to be Fox News time. Quoting now from the article from the synopsis: owing to board actions with little or no public discussion and an admission by GVB Chairman Milton Morinaga that he was uncomfortable because of a private meeting with GVB Directors Sam Shinohara and Ben Ferguson that involved Steve Reuter, owner of RIMS, which was a GVB vendor participating in an active procurement. The GM believed it necessary to investigate further. Soon, these observations led to scrutiny of GVB's financial support of Guam Sports Events, Inc., a locally organized IRS Section 501c3 nonprofit organization that is the principal sponsor and organizer for the United Airlines Guam Marathon and Guam International Marathon, events that receive significant funding and material logistics support from GVB that included payments to or on behalf of RIMS. Corporate records at the Department of Revenue and Taxation showed that GVB Chairman Morinaga incorporated GSEI GVB Director Shinohara is the corporate secretary and the director of GSEI. GVB Director Ben Ferguson is the president and managing director of GSEI, and Mr. Reuter was a director of GSEI. Also, Chairman Morinaga, Director Ferguson, and at least one other GSEI director were employed by PHR Kent Corporation and GVB Director Shinohara with United Airlines. Together, these two companies hold 290 votes that represent 57% of GVB's current membership. The GM thus tasked GVB legal counsel to investigate GVB's dealings with GSEI and provide a report to the BRCC. There is more in this synopsis. If you'd like a copy of it, go to Candid News and you can read the entire thing there. The entire document that this is based on still fairly sealed at this time. It's closing in on 8 o'clock in the morning. We're KUSG. I got you 93.3. This is The Point. Here it comes. Fox News on Pika's Best.
There is no need for retaliation. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Those words from House Speaker Kevin McCarthy after a meeting in his home state of California with the leader of Taiwan.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tells Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen.
The friendship between the people of Taiwan and America is a matter of profound importance to the free world, and it is critical to maintain economic freedom, peace, and regional stability.
The Taiwanese leader thanking the speaker and bipartisan members of Congress for the meeting at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, saying their unwavering support.
Reassure the people of Taiwan that we are not isolated.
China, which claims self-ruled Taiwan as its own, dispatching maritime vessels near Taiwan's coast ahead of the meeting. The White House says China should not overreact.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. This is the Pentagon continues to defend its response to the Chinese spy balloon shot down near the coast of the Carolinas last month after a new report suggests the balloon was able to gather sensitive information.
We feel confident in the precautionary measures that we were able to put in place, that the balloon was not able to gather sensitive information that would have provided any additional information that a satellite wouldn't have been able to collect.
Pentagon spokeswoman Sabrina Singh, at least 5 people have died after a tornado ripped through southeastern Missouri, causing widespread damage.
We knew it was going to be bad just based on what we saw roadside, but just seeing aerial footage of it is just heartbreaking to try to absorb it.
Sergeant Clark Parrott with the Missouri Highway Patrol. Anti-vaccine activist Democrat Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is running for president. He's filed a statement of candidacy with the Federal Election Commission. Wall Street, the Dow gained 80, the NASDAQ off 129, posting a 3-day losing streak. The S&P off 10. America is listening to Fox News.
Half a day. This is Claire Manglona from Security Title with an important warning. Wire fraud is real, and home buyers and sellers are one of the biggest targets, even on Guam. When sending money by wire transfer, be sure to confirm the wire instructions by phone, not email. In this case, it's good to be suspicious and know who you're dealing with. Let the professionals at Security Title work with you to minimize loss due to wire fraud. We are here to help.
Join us at Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro and see why they've been crowned Guam's best Chamorro food restaurant for 9 consecutive years. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus tenactac, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet burgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña location from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch, 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. for dinner, or 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for their famous Sunday brunch.
Indiana's governor signs a bill that will ban all gender affirmation care for residents younger than 18.
The new law that Republican Governor Eric Holcomb has signed not only ends access to medication used by young people undergoing gender transition, it requires those already on the prescriptions to stop taking them by the end of 2023. The bill was passed by the state's GOP-led chambers and given to the governor Tuesday. Supporters of the law say they're protecting kids from an irreversible procedure, even though doctors say it can be reversed. Critics say it bans medications that can be life-saving. The new statute takes effect July 1st. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Republicans in the state house in North Carolina now have a veto-proof majority after Democrat Trisha Cottom switched to the Republican Party, handing Governor Roy Cooper a setback in trying to block hardline conservative policies in his final 2 years in office. Republicans already held the number of seats in the Senate needed to override vetoes, but until today, they had been 1 seat shy of a similar advantage in the House. Companies specializing in things like plumbing, construction, and electrical are having a hard time finding people to fill open positions, and they say the need's increasing as more federal money goes into infrastructure projects around the country.
Technical companies are seeing more older skilled trade workers retire. That's leaving a lot more supply than demand because there are fewer candidates. According to online recruiting platform Handshake, technical companies saw an average of 10 applications for each open job in 2020 and just 5 on average last year.
Fox's Jake Karalexis. The South Carolina House unanimously approved a bill allowing teachers or other school staff up to 6 weeks of leave when they give birth or adopt a child. I'm Lisa Lacera. This is Fox News.
With decades experience in Guam and the region, Take Care members have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHB Health Center and urgent care. Ask for Take Care. Call 671-647-3526. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
KFC's Lent menu is filled with so many seafood options, it's enough to keep you going for the entire Lenten season. They're all here. Popcorn shrimp, fish fillets, shrimp and crab Killiquin wraps, and our famous KFC shrimp burger. And now you can mix and match chicken and fish in both 6 and 12-piece family meals with sides and biscuits. KFC's Lent menu is available for a limited time at all KFC restaurants and for delivery at kfcguam.com or WhatsApp 300-3278. KFC, it's finger-licking good for Lent.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, easy, and secure. Visit Nambo.com for more information.
Half a day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. GDOE has until the beginning of the next school year to comply with sanitation regulations with an emergency measure passed by the Guam legislature, now law. Schools that are working to remedy health violations can get an exemption, provided the violations wouldn't result in a school shutdown. Schools will also get $20 million for maintenance and repairs and will be able to spend any remaining ARP money on an expedited basis. Governor Lulion Guerrero allowed the 3 recent emergency education measures passed by the legislature to become law, but thought the timeline was unrealistic and was an encroachment on public health's authority. The governor stated that public health officials have testified that it would take 500 working days to inspect all 66 permitted schools. And April is the cutoff for the $100 a month energy credit program, but lawmakers are proposing to extend another $500 in power bill relief to ratepayers. Bill 83 would extend the energy credit program through September if signed into law. The measure was introduced by Speaker Therese Terlahi and has the support of Legislative Budget Chair Senator Josen Augustine. Funding for the $26.3 million program would come from excess tax revenue that GovGuam collected last fiscal year. The power credit program was first enacted last July as skyrocketing oil prices drove GPA to increase the fuel surcharge. GPA opted not to pursue the last rate hike, which was scheduled to consider in November of 2022, citing an expected drop in global oil prices. Rates are scheduled to be reevaluated in July. More news after this.
Go green. Go hybrid. Go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
Senator Jesse Lujan has disclosed that he was given a copy of an investigative report into allegations against current and former members of the GVB Board of Directors. Lujan confirms he obtained the report through a FOIA request yesterday. Lujan called it a scathing report, clarifying that the investigation was done by a Business Control and Compliance Committee at the request of GVB management. The report, leaked to Candid News, dropped names that revolve around Guam Sports Entertainment, United Airlines, and PHR Ken Corp. GVB directors Sam Shunahara and Ben Ferguson, RIMS owner Steve Reuter, and GVB's significant funding of the United Guam Marathon mentioned in the report led to scrutiny of GVB's financial report for Guam Sports Entertainment, which sponsors the events. The report was provided to the OPA and the AG's office for review. Lujan plans to enter a summary of the report into the record at today's oversight hearing. And earlier this year, 15 pounds of meth were seized and a pound of cocaine and some pills were imported last week. Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency Director Ike Pareto says a new boathouse at the Port Authority will help them intercept contraband and stop illegal activities in Guam waters. A ribbon-cutting ceremony unveiled the new facility at the Port Authority's seaplane ramp yesterday. This comes a year after foreign nationals snuck into Guam undetected. The boathouse will further assist the agency to secure the borders. Officials say with this new facility being at the port and so close to the water, authorities are better equipped to respond immediately from this part of the island. And those were your top stories. Now back to Ray with weather.
All right, let's see what we got here. 10 after 8 o'clock in the morning. Is there going to be weather? There are going to be celebrity birthdays today. There's one of my favorite actors has got a birthday. I want to say that he played a pivotal character in the second of the Star Wars movies that came out in the 1970s. Details are on the way. Here it comes. The weather. Isolated showers are in today's forecast. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies. Highs near 86 degrees. Northeast winds 14 to 20 miles an hour. Gusting as high as 24 miles an hour. This is not going to be. This is not going to stick around. We got a couple of things that are going to be happening. Weather forecasters say that we can expect some of the cloudy material that is off to the east of us should be moving in tonight, bringing with it scattered showers, mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, showers and maybe thunderstorms to take you into Good Friday. Cloudy with highs near 87 degrees. So if you're going to be making the trek up to Humuzang Mangalo, just be prepared. Could be muddy, could be wet, could be slippery in a couple of fun spots. But that's okay because Jesus wants you to have a good time and a high adventure climbing up to those heights. For Saturday, mostly cloudy, highs near 87 degrees. And Easter Sunday will bring us a chance of showers under mostly cloudy skies and daytime highs around 86 degrees. With the heat index, it's going to feel like 90 degrees or so today and into the weekend. A reminder, if you're going to be celebrating Easter around the waters, we've got rip currents and hazardous surf warnings in effect right now because of all of that additional wind that's going to be knocking around here. And good news from the National Weather Service, as you can see if you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube, you can see that the radar is working again. Yay! This is very vital importance. Now, we got to have the thing working at all times because this is one of the means for which I decide to leave the house. I got to take a look at the weather radar, and if it looks like it's going to be clear over at Dunkas, if it looks like we've got clear skies over the Dusit and the Hyatt region in Epal Beach, then in Tumon, I'm thinking, yeah, this is the time to go. But the thing has been on the fritz recently, but apparently they got their toner. And it is working, and it's delightful because it shows that we're under some cloudy skies right now. Not a whole lot by way of wind and rain, but there are some chunky clouds floating around down to the southeast of us. Might be impacting weather around here in a little bit. We'll see what happens. 8:12, there it is. News and lots of weather together here on The Point.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
KFC's $5 breakfast deals are the best and most affordable ways to start your day. The Colonel's Chicken and Rice Bowl, $5. Chicken fried steak, $5. Sausage, biscuit, and gravy, $5. And they all come with a fresh coffee. KFC $5 breakfast deals are served starting at 6 a.m. daily at your favorite KFC restaurant. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Got it. 8:13 portions of the program brought to you by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local, said him. I've got church in my head. We had Polly Microsystem on the line in the last couple of hours, and he gave us a blessing here, and I think I'm still, filled with the Spirit. You know what I mean?
My skin's still burning, Ray.
8:15 in the morning. It's also brought to you by Ron and Kim, or Kim and Ron over at Security Title. They're getting ready for a big Easter weekend. Maybe after that, you guys can get together and talk about how they're going to make all of your real estate transactions flow as smoothly as possible.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-8255.
8:15, Ray Gibson Show. What have I got on the screen right now? Oh, it's a meme. I'm sorry, let me put it back up. It's a meme. The meme machine is online and working a little bit earlier today. Got some memes and some pretty pictures from Jeff over at Pirates Cove as they're making their way into Thirsty Thursday down in that side of the island. Yeah, rather cloudy. A little bit of a muted sunrise there this morning. But the good news is the sun came up and the old man was out there able to do his walking. That's not the old man Jeff. It's a different old man that is in virtually every one of the pictures that Jeff has sent us. Jeff knows who that guy is.
Yeah, that's Walkin' Joe Presky.
There you go. There you go. And out there, I don't know. Does he kiteboard on that side? At your place?
Yeah, he was kiteboarding, but now he's more walking because he's showing his age and feeling it. So kiteboarding isn't as easy for him. But great guy. Walks every morning.
Yep, like I said, kind of a fixture in a lot of these pictures. Kiteboarding, looks like fun. It's out there, and in the ocean, and you're out there, you're flying around, and all of that stuff. But a friend of mine is big in kiteboarding, and went out one day and got a rogue wave or a rogue blast of wind, and knocked him out of the sky, and he broke ribs. You've got to be careful with that.
Yeah, here we have rescued a lot of people in the channel kiteboarding, so things happen out there that you got to be careful of. But the reason I called you, Ray, I need people to come to our Easter buffet Sunday.
Oh,
we have plenty of room, and I'd love to see everybody come down. It's a champagne buffet from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Also at 9 o'clock, we have a kids' Easter egg hunt. I think Chance won everything last year, but I hope he shows up.
Right.
Anyways, we're having New York grilled steak in the Lamb Gyro station where we slice the lamb for you. First time we've ever done that, and lots of favorites. The parrotfish everybody loves so much, and Bud Family Special, free with the buffet from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So the menu's on my website and on my Facebook, and we'd love to see everybody here.
So
call us up.
Has Shelley reached out to you yet?
I haven't heard from Shelley. I don't know. It might be in the gift shop. I have to read the list, but I just know that we're having low numbers, so there's plenty of room for everybody.
I'll make sure that she reaches out to you, and maybe we'll reserve a spot for the combined families.
That would be wonderful, Ray.
Right.
Thank you very much.
And then I can buy a new hat. I don't know what it is. I've become my mother when it comes to hats, and maybe it's to hide a little bit of the vanishing hairline that I've got these days. But I cannot resist buying new hats whenever I go to Jeff over at Pirates Cove. You got any new stuff in the shop?
Yes. I told you that my order pre-COVID, they back ordered, so I got like $8,000 worth of Stetson hats in stock.
All right. Well, if
they're nice ones like the one you got.
Yeah. Well, I love wearing it, and people always compliment me on the look. Well, happy Easter, Bunny. I'll see you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ray.
888-8255-888-TALK. Yeah, it's a challenge these days. There's a challenge, not everybody got a 22% increase. And it might be people looking around going, I don't know if we can afford to take everybody in the family out. Even at, great price that like they've got over at Jeff's and Pirates Cove. The challenges abound everywhere. But you're going to like the food. You're going to love the presentation, and you're going to love the service when you get there. 8:18 in the morning, and I wanted to spend a second talking about this because maybe you're up to the challenge. Maybe you have decided, I've got a flair for cooking. I've got a flair for people. I love people. I love to serve people. In an unusual ad that's been running the last couple of days in the Guam Daily Post, Cortec Development, FYI disclosure, Cortec is the owner of the Guam Daily Post. I don't know if they had to pay for this ad, but it's an interesting one. It says, restaurant space available for rent. We are looking for a potential tenant interested in opening a dim sum restaurant at the former Tomorrow Te restaurant space in the Ocean View Residences in Tumon. If you're interested, there's a number there, contact information from Jolene or Dino. And they will take you over to the place so you can see what kind of space it is. I like dim sum. My favorite version of Chinese food, and I like to think that my palate is mature enough to try it. Although I don't know that I want to be the guy that gets in the business of selling it. Is it possible? Does it have to be dim sum? You know what? Can we make it a dim sum and smash burger kind of place?
Oh yeah.
Just asking for friends. It's but a great opportunity for people. Sorry, there's a hair on my tongue, and I'm having a hard time reaching in and getting it. Among all of the other maladies that I'm facing here at this point, 20 after 888-825-888-TALK is the telephone number at the radio station. Meme Machine definitely online. If you've got a couple of things that you'd like to show, by all means, let me know. I reached out to Eric the Eagle, and I asked Eric the Eagle if they are involved just yet in the GVB BRCC, the business risk report that came out, if they are officially involved in that. And the answer that I've gotten so far is no. So far, it's only Jesse Lujan from the legislature and BJ Cruz over at the Office of Public Auditor that are involved in this right now, not quite officially making its way through the Attorney General's office. I said, well, it's a doozy. You might want to take a look at it. Might want to run over to Candid and take a look at the entire document. It's there. I've read bits and pieces of it to you. Names have been named, and we're watching and waiting for other shoes to drop. About an hour and 10 minutes from now, the legislature should be going into session for an oversight hearing on the Guam Visitors Bureau. The last time they tried to do this, it was muted can I use that word? I want to use a different word, but I can't figure out which one I want to use in my head. It was virtually silenced. The Amanda Shelton, who was off island prior to it, apparently cut the trip short so she could make it back, if for no other reason than to say we're not having an oversight hearing on this. But because there was a possibility that the contents of the BRCC might have come up in the meeting at that time, it was rescheduled. It's back on, and the BRCC report, at least a synopsis of it, is now out there, and it's alive in the wild for your consumption and the consumption of everybody over at the legislature. To what degree will it come up? I don't know. And that's why it's going to be interesting to watch the legislative activities here this morning. I'll see if I can keep track of that once it gets started about, as I said, 9:30 this morning. 8:22 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Still lots to talk about. A couple of other interesting stories that you will find over at Candid here this morning. And in this one, hold on a second. Again, let me get to the front page of the site. Number one, because it's so pretty, and number two, it'll show you some of the other things that they have been working on at Candid News. Is this the one I like? There it is. Fancy furniture. Hold on, so you can see it changes color. Ooh, look at that on the website. Fancy furniture refurbishment of Adelup bleeds $1 million in public funds as the schools are deteriorating. This is exactly the kind of story that we talk about here in talk radio. It's exactly the kind of thing that ought to get you a little bit frowny-faced on a day like today. So we've got the schools are festering. They're rat-infested, flea and ticks with the kids. We've got the facilities that seem to be falling down around them. And if you think that's an exaggeration, you know better. There's what's a school with the spalling that they've got there, Joe, where the concrete is literally falling from the ceiling.
D.L. Paris?
It might be all of them.
It's
I don't
most
know.
of them, Ray.
Yes.
Rat droppings.
Rat droppings to be found. As public schools deteriorate, and Governor Lulian Guerrero canceled out a $10 million appropriation to fund school repairs, documents have surfaced showing she's obligating $1 million in public funds to repair and furnish the governor's office and government house. Documents Senator Chris Barnett had to request via the Freedom of Information Act that since last year, renovations and furnishings totaling $628,000 have been occurring, all while D.L. Perez was going through rat infestation. FBLG had to shut down, and Simon Sanchez High School goes into its 10th year of waiting for a new construction. A February 1st document, memo from Budget Director Les Carlson to AG Doug Moreland requests the AG's approval of a change order to add an additional $316,000 to those renovations. Oh, boy. FOIA disclosure includes receipts to, invoices from, and payment information to vendors involved in the construction and furnishing project prioritized from the annual U.S. Department of Interior Capital Improvement Projects grant funding. All right. So where do we get this? Where does he go with this? Cousin Troy leading the charge. Previous governors have used those grants to purchase such things as school buses, fire trucks, ambulances, police cars, school supplies, and other equipment and supplies affecting education, health, and safety services. Among the receipts, purchases are for love seats, swivel chairs, lounge chairs, and tables from Kathy's Furnishings to Government House. Disclosure. I'm a customer of Kathy's Furnishings.
Me too. Bought a bed from her.
I got a bed.
Thanks, Kathy.
I got a couch, the living room couch. And as it turns, I got to say this, as it turns out, I cannot be critical of them shopping there because as it turns out, the couch is apparently cat scratch resistant.
Oh, nice.
That is yeah.
Wow.
Because I've had the one-eyed
Kevlar. Then
I've had that one-eyed cat now for about a year and a half, and it's got a couple of favorite spots, and it annoys me to pieces. Mostly because it wakes me up from my nap. The cat will come over and lay down next to me, but before she lays down, she feels the need to go in and dig her nails into the couch. And near as I can tell, she has not destroyed it yet. Nobody can tell looking that I got a cat in the house. So like I said. If you are the governor of Guam or the lieutenant governor of Guam and you want to get some modern furnishings for your office or government house, I'd certainly be happy to include Kathy Furniture in all of that. What's that?
That's a spot to go to.
Amen, baby. According to and they'll deliver. According to the documents, Adelup spent $16,000 to replace the 2 doors each leading into the governor and lieutenant governor's chambers. The taxpayers spent an additional $186,000 to replace 30 doors at the governor's complex, or an average of $6,200 per door. Huh? What the? This is beginning to sound like those $50,000 hammers and toilets that the Air Force was buying. Governor's office spent $116,000 to replace unbroken glass doors with glass doors that have the governor's seal embedded into the glass. Oh, we're going
etched.
Yeah. In the meantime, as he says,
no expense.
Take a look and see what's going on over at your kid's school. Just go and take a look at the doors at your kid's school, or better yet, the doors in the bathroom at your kid's school. See if they've got those things. And a note here from Canada. We got to get him on the line because they're shutting down things.
I'm trying, but I don't know if he's in like his fasting prayer for 4 days.
I don't know. They've just sent this out, except for Saturday morning show, Kababayan Salikayo, guest hosted by Sabrina Salas Matanani. This is a headline. Canada is signing off starting Thursday, April the 6th through Monday, April the 10th. We will reopen on Tuesday. And we kindly ask...
Well, there you have it, Ray. There you have it.
We kindly ask the corrupt to please hold breaking news of their corruption until after Easter. We also beg your pardon. We will not be answering any messages or phone calls related to work. The lone exception will be if the former CNMI governor is indicted in federal court. We kindly ask the federal government to wait until after Easter. We waited 3 years already. What's another few days? God bless you all.
Free Governor Torres.
Amazing. Thank you very much. All right. Well, while I've got a couple of minutes, let me take a look and see what's cranking on the Facebook side. Jose says our beds and cabinets were purchased at Furniture Kathy style, but I used my own funds, not taxpayer funds. Let me see. Mike Jordan McCleary, the owner of Chapter 1, makes great dim sum. She is from Northeast China. Chapter 1, Real Joe.
Chapter 1? Find it.
See if you can find it. Go online.
Chinese.
I've never heard of that place. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. It's someplace new to go. Is it by any chance in Agana? Or East Agana, or maybe Anigua? Here's the thing, guys. And we've talked about this before. I've gotten to a certain age where I just don't feel like getting too far away from my house.
Daddy do Guam, Ray.
Daddy do Guam.
Daddy do.
Lots of street lights in between here and there. All right, I'm going to work on it. Can you send somebody to pick me up? The individual names of those authorities. Ask Jose. I'll see what I can find for you. Jerome's online. Sarita Garin online. Jose. All right. Looking to see if there's anything else.
Micronesia Mall.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
That's still a lot of streetlights away. But there's a good reason to get to the Micronesia Mall over the next couple of days. I put this up on the screen. And if you've got children, the Easter Fest is going to be taking place Saturday, April the 8th at the Center Court. They've got arts and crafts. There's a magic show, face painting. And for big kids, we're hiding 10 bunnies in stores. Spot the bunnies to win prizes. Sign up Center Court to learn more and join the hunt for kids 11 to 17 only. Okay, what's that, Real Joe? What did you send me?
I sent you another Easter egg hunt event for the Dedido Mayor's office for all my peeps up there.
Stand by. You sent it just now?
Earlier. It should be there under my phone numbers. Go down.
What? I'm looking at this. Wait a second.
It's beer, of course.
Is this for real?
If it is, I'm buying it.
Somebody says they're switching to Coors Light, and
I'll buy it.
There's a picture of a chick in a bikini and what looks like some kind of military gunship, and Donald Trump on the new can of Coors Light.
Yeah.
This obviously in response to the recent what we'll watch and see what happens with in the marketing department over at Anheuser-Busch with a recent change in spokespersons. That used to be the Clydesdales. And now we've got that girl with the big Adam's apple, if you will. Anyway, bottom of the hour on the Ray Gibson Show. Lots and lots to get to. Whatever's in your head, maybe we can get some of that on the air. So hit me up on the Facebook Live. YouTube Live is cranking as well. Lots of folks in there as we make our way into Holy Thursday and all of the other big stories that we're going to be talking about. Barely scratched the table of contents today. More on the way. But first, we got to take a break and then come back with Donna D with the last big look at news and headlines for the week. And then celebrity birthdays. Stick around.
Just in time for Lent. It's our delicious BK Big Fish Sandwich. 100% white Alaskan pollock, breaded with crispy panko, topped with sweet tartar sauce, tangy pickles on top of a warm toasted brioche bun. Also available, our Impossible Whopper, 100% Whopper, 0% beef. Enjoy your Lenten season with French fries or our new mozzarella sticks with a refreshing brewed, sweet, or unsweetened tea. We are ready to serve you this Lenten season. Now available at BK Hagåtña, Tubon Bay, Micronesia Mall, and the airport. Have an amazing day. You rule.
Guam Regional Medical City was awarded Advanced Primary Stroke Center certification from the Joint Commission. What does this mean? It means our neuroscience team is equipped with the latest technology and a team of the finest neurological doctors to treat stroke, which is one of the leading causes of death on Guam. GRMC, reflecting our commitment to providing safe and quality patient care. For more information about GRMC, visit us at grmc.gu or to make an appointment, call 671-633-GRMC.
Just looking up some political stuff on Drudge. Charlie Kirk recently had lawyer Alan Dershowitz on the Charlie Kirk Show and asked him if there was any chance the lawyer would join former President Trump's legal team amid the charges that the former president falsified business records. Kirk kicked off the segment by suggesting that Dershowitz could get Trump's case dismissed very quickly, but this was apparently not the lawyer's opinion. Dershowitz started off by saying he has a policy of only representing somebody once, and so I'm not a lawyer, but I would certainly be happy to participate in the court of public opinion. And what Dershowitz was basically saying was is that Trump will get convicted of these allegations in New York City. However, he will win on the appeal. So watch. I don't know. It's an interesting set of information that comes with this case, and a lot of different views on it. 8:33 in the morning. Donna D has got the last big look at news and headlines. Are you ready? Let's hit it. For Holy Thursday, what's the big deal?
32-year-old Casey LaShawn Kanata Faharin has been charged with possession after the vehicle died out. Officers found Faharin along Route 1 near Woostic Road early yesterday. During a search, police found a plastic straw with meth, a glass pipe, and baggies with the drug. When authorities asked what was in the straw, Faharin told police, "It's for ice, sir." And Guam's decolonization effort is currently at square one. The federal court ruled Guam's plebiscite voting eligibility was illegally race-based. Governor Luleon Guerrero says the Commission on Decolonization needs to discuss how to conduct a plebiscite, including addressing the concerns from the federal court challenge, adding, "If we decide we're going to go with the native inhabitants only, then we need to change the law because the current law doesn't allow that." And the Guam Koku Road Race officials announced yesterday that about 750 runners from Guam, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan have registered for the April 15 and 16 events. The number of participants is expected to grow even more. The Kids Fun Run is next week, Saturday, April 15 at 6:30 in the morning. The Koku Road Race is the next morning at 6 o'clock. Online registration is available at visitguam.com. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
8:34 in the morning. Yeah, I was at that press conference yesterday. I wanted to find out one thing in particular. I'm going to run the 10K. Well, it's the only run. I'm not running the kids run, obviously, so I will be doing the 10K.
But isn't there not a kids run, but like people who want to go the short distance, like the kids, they do it at the beach or something?
No, that's only for kids.
Oh, yeah? I thought I read something. It must be for something else.
Well, these be the dumbest runners in the world.
Why
If you're going to run,
identify as a child,
it's like a nothing course. You say, hey, let's run along the beach. No, leave that to the kids. These little 2K things that they have. If you're a grown up, no, well, I forget what the distance is because I'm not going to be running it, so I don't care. So when the question that I asked of Manny Hitchinova and the guys is, will there be a bag drop? Bag drop. So, okay.
Bag drop.
So you go and you run a 10K or a half marathon well, they'll have plenty of that. Or even a marathon. What you want to be able to do afterwards is to get out of your stinky clothes and put on Zoris. Take off your shoes and put on Zoris.
Bag drop.
So
okay.
yeah, there's usually a place where they can where you get your bag and your clothes are in there and your phone and your wallet, all this. Actually, you shouldn't put expensive things in your bag drop. They're generally safe and watched, but they won't take any responsibility for it. But you throw all of that stuff in the bag, and then you go run your race, and then you come back, and then you've got something to change into, so you don't have to run back to your car, parked over at another hotel. So there will be a bag drop. Runners that are interested, there will be a bag drop in there. And I got to figure out what bag I'm going to be using. Usually it's one that will hold at least 6 cold beers. And so that was the most important question that I had in my head there yesterday. But it looks like all of the bells and whistles of a standard race are going to be a part of what's going to be taking place. Online signups are available. And then the only other thing that you got to figure out is, will you be listening to music while you are running? And there is somewhat of a debate in the running and athletic community on whether or not you should be wearing headphones when you run.
I thought it wasn't allowed.
There are some races where they don't want you to wear headphones so you can keep track of what's going on. But generally, since this is going to be a closed race supervised by the police, there's less of a chance that you're going to be messing around with moving traffic. So I generally don't have a problem with it. They did some surveys and found that the effects of carefully selected music are both quantifiable and meaningful. Researchers found that music rearranges the brain's electrical frequency, causing a drop in focus but enhancing enjoyment 28% more than silence, 13% more than listening to a podcast. Runners tuning into music during a cardiac stress test could run an average of 50 seconds longer than when they were running without music. Real Joe, when you're on your bike, headphones?
Yeah. Yeah, bone induction, man.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
so you can still hear what's going on.
Yeah, I can still hear.
Okay, bone induction headphones. If you're wondering where on Guam
Someone's
you can
trying to
find
kill
them,
me.
go over to Beyond the Box at the Micronesia Mall. While the kids are doing their Easter thing on Saturday, get yourself a pair of bone conduction or induction headphones.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I
was
forget
that right?
I don't know. Yeah, they fit. They don't go in your ear. They go close enough to the bones in the back of behind your ear, and you would be surprised at how clear and loud the music can get. But you still got access to your regular ear parts. But so if you're thinking about for years I ran with music and then I stopped completely. And it
hurts, man.
The idea was. It was more biofeedback. I could listen to my breathing. I could listen to my footfalls. I could hear what was happening with other runners around me. I could hear people cheering me on or whatever, and that really makes a difference. But lately, I've discovered, but mostly because I'm running a lot at the gym. And I can't stand the music they play at the gym. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think my daughter might be too old for the music they're playing at the gym these days because it's just the tennis shoes going around in a dryer noise. And very angry African Americans that are doing their very angry raps in some of that stuff.
Way to put it, man.
I'm sorry. It's just the way it sounds to me. Do we have any happy songs here? Do you have any reggae? Is there island music or something that we can play that's not going to be as annoying? And that's why everybody at the gym wears headphones. Even the people that understand the kind of music they play, even they wear headphones.
I use music to drown out the little girl in my head telling me to quit.
There you go. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so celebrity birthdays. Are you ready, Donaldine? Yeah, cancel the enthusiasm. We can't handle it anymore. All right, so celebrity birthday number 1, Billy D. Williams is 86 years old.
Didn't he sing those songs, man?
Who that?
Billy
Lando
D.
Calrissian?
Lando Calrissian, Star Wars.
Dude.
So I never. It's
Talking
okay.
to the wrong person.
Did he sing music, Ray? Was he a singer? No, I could be wrong.
I'm looking online to see if I got somebody.
Wait, who did he play?
Lando Calrissian.
Oh.
Lando.
Yeah, he
It's
froze.
like,
he froze
it's like
Han
Narco.
Solo, man.
Yeah, I had to freeze.
I know Han Solo. That's about it.
Wow. He shot first. John Ratzenberger from Cheers is 76 years old.
Who's that?
Who is he?
I don't know.
Vern?
I'm just throwing the name out. I know a lot of people watch Cheers, so I'm just saying John Ratzenberger might have been one of the old guys at the end of the bar.
That looks like a postman?
postal worker.
Yeah, it might have been like the post office guy or the guy in the suit. I don't know. Marilu Henner. And I underlined this because I was thinking of a different Henner. It's not the one I was thinking of from Taxi. And Evening Shade is 70 years old. Paul Rudd. Here's one you know. Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, I know Paul Rudd.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
In the Marvel
hilarious,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
All right,
He's a great
Ant-Man.
guy.
Is he a real hero?
Yeah.
Or is it just, the comedy relief for the Marvel universe?
He's a real hero, man.
All right.
Both, I think.
He's 54 years old.
Wow.
Happy birthday to Paul
great,
Rudd.
He looks great.
From Scrubs, Zach Braff is 48 years
That's the
old.
fuzzy one, right?
I think he is the fuzzy one there. Candace Cameron Bure from Fuller House is 47. Charlie McDermott from The Middle is 33 years old. And Peyton List in Cobra Kai is 25 years old. And you're going to have to forgive me because there's only a couple of hot chicks in the entire Cobra Kai thing. Yeah. Wait a second. There's Peyton Manning. No, Peyton List. Peyton List. All right. Says American actress. Let me see if I can get her up on.
She's young.
Oh, yeah. I forget where. I want to say that she was also in a couple of Disney shows before she made it to Cobra Kai. But she is the anti-hero in the Cobra Kai. She's the one that nobody can figure out, but we like to watch her fight. She looks really, really good when she's fighting. All right. If you're looking for something to celebrate today, it's Army Day. You see all those people with the not the Salvation
Way to go,
Army.
Army Lynn.
But it's Army Day. You see all those people with the veterans plate with the R on it?
Yeah.
That's what it stands for. The R is for Army.
R? No, it's not.
It's also Burrito Day.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's a favorite.
That's the one.
There's beans in that.
There's like Mexican lasagna. You find a woman that can cook you a good burrito, marry that woman. Caramel Popcorn Day.
Yay.
Since we've spent so much time this week talking about popcorns, if you have a Siamese cat, they have a day set aside for them. Siamese cat day, usually white with a little black streak and blue eyes.
Yeah.
They're freaky
cute.
that way. They are freaky.
But aren't they mean?
all cats are mean.
I mean, like meaner.
Meaner. Your mileage may vary. It is Twinkie Day.
Huh?
Yes.
I thought there was already a Twinkie Day. Like,
This might be a reference to Twinks.
Oh, my.
Yeah, some of our gay friends
hold on,
might
man.
understand that
Wait
reference.
a minute.
God.
And it says here World Table Tennis Day.
You mean
You
ping
mean
pong?
ping pong?
I mean ping pong.
You mean pong?
Yes, when I see that, I think of ping pong. You can't convince me that it's World Table Tennis. It's ping pong. It's the way it was said in that movie. But big sport here on Guam. They've got like their own play. They got like a federation of table tennis players out. When I see the phrase table tennis, and I'm going, yeah, it's ping pong. It's the same as when people say football, and I go, you mean soccer? It's just got that same vibe to it. Anyway, 8:43 in the morning. That's all the time we have for these shenanigans. More on the way as the rest of the Ray Gibson Show continues with just boys now after these messages.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Subway's new Subway Series menu is a collection of greatest hits. But my number 7, the Mexicali, is on a whole nother level with the way avocado meets chicken and pepper jack cheese.
Outlaw! You tell them, Raiden. That's the number 2, the Outlaw Sandwich. They don't know flavor.
It's the greatest cheesesteak hit with juicy steak, pepper jack, and Baja Chipotle sauce. There's a better mean cheese pairing than that. Shanzi, justify my point, please.
Meatball, pepperoni, and mozzarella. That's number 6, the Boss Sandwich, because we're the bosses of flavor. We're done here.
At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh.
Eight 888-255-888 TALK. And my hopes for a special Easter iPhone have been dashed. They don't have. I've sent a message to Felice over at Beyond the Box. They've got yellow iPhones. I don't know, and I'm not sure why they're a big deal, but they seem to be. I'm seeing a lot of ads for that kind of thing. Yellow iPhones. So I reached out to her. I said, do you have yellow iPhones over at BTS? And she said, no, we don't actually have the BTS, the Beyond the Box. Sorry, BTB, Beyond the Box, not BTS, the Korean pop band. And it's okay. A little bit disappointed there, but they've got every other kind of iPhone that is available, all the different sizes, all the different colors, besides yellow. So if you were in the market for one of those Beyond the Box in the Micronesia Mall, Ricardo Lupa, who's asking, not the Salvation Army? No, not this regular army. There's the regular army, and we. But,
Salvation
see,
Army
I got to be
Reserve.
careful because there are actual army people that are here on Guam. There's the ones that are operating that THAAD missile system. Yeah. And so I want to make sure that we make the appropriate accolades to them on Special Army Day, because the idea that they're going to be able to protect us from the North Koreans and to the degree that we can, the Chi-Coms. To them I say thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your time while you're here on Guam, especially that one hot army chick that walks her dogs on. Never mind.
Yeah, somewhere. She walks her dog somewhere.
Tumon Bay. Hot tattoos.
Hot
whatever.
army chick.
8:46 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show, and fun until it's not fun anymore. No frowny faces today because this is our version of Friday programming. Note, we're not going to be working tomorrow. It's a Good Friday holiday for all of us here at Choice Broadcasting. So that is how we're going to be getting into our holiday weekend. The same way as Cousin Troy at the close of business today over at Candid is not going to be doing any Candid news unless something big breaks on the federal side, and he's already sent out word to those folks that, hey, if you could, we're on break. Can you not indict anybody important over the next couple of days? 8:47. Dr. Ron McNitch is on the line. Good morning, Doc.
Hey, how are they, Ray? How are they going?
Kind of an interesting day that we've got in front of us. Yesterday, Jesse Lujan from the legislature got his hands on a synopsis of a report that comes out of the Business Risk Committee over at the Guam Visitors Bureau. Names have been named, and interesting allegations that have come up in that report. Have you read it?
I have not. I did hear you talking about it, and yeah.
You're missing out on all the fun. Have you read the lease that Doug Moreland won't sign because he's read the lease? Have you gone down that road?
No.
You're missing out. These are all doozies of stories. Oh my God.
Well, I didn't read the lease because, once he said that, they need to redo it, I kind of like, yeah, they're going to have to redo it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's the 6th. The admirable has given the governor until I think the 15th to sign off on the document. But I don't think Lou's going to do it if Doug's not going to do it. So it's possible that a couple of years worth of work going into the negotiations of this lease might be have to be flushed down the drain. Although I am going to say I don't know who did the negotiations on behalf of the government of Guam. Whoever did it, you suck. You suck. I got 5 pages into this thing, and my highlighter ran out of ink and it's digital. So my highlighter runs out of ink on this thing. There's just so many one-sided phrases and sections of this that only favored the U.S. government, and it didn't seem to be a whole lot in there that gave any kind of room or acknowledgments, even that of the government of Guam and what they were going to be doing with the hospital.
Yeah, contracts are always complicated, but especially when you have a lot of details that are going into it, it always is. I don't know. I just wish that we could learn lessons from these things and not repeat the same mistakes over and over again.
Right. Well, basically it says if you do this, then we're going to start charging you. And if you do that, then we're going to start charging you. And if you don't do it the way we want you to and in the time that we want to, then we're going to start charging. And if you don't pay, then you're going to be in default. I'm going, man, where's the brave negotiator on the government of Guam side?
Right.
Just didn't see it. There's another document I think that you can find over at Canada, 10 away from 8 o'clock in the morning. So those are the things that are interesting to me, up to, but not including the fact that Donna D did not know who Billy D. Williams was.
Wow. You're right. He was a favorite in Star Wars.
He's like, yeah, we got to have this guy.
He was also in, I think he was in the Scott Joplin biopic they did. He did a great job with that. He was also, and again, this is just from memory, he was in Bang the Drum Slowly. That might have been one of his first movies back in the early 1970s.
I'm not seeing that on the top movie list for Billy D. Williams. Obviously, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back is in there. Brian's Song.
Brian's Song, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Right, Brian's Song. You remember that's I Am Third? That was like required reading in the 5th grade for all of us boys and girls. Then we got Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany from 1975.
Right. All these classic 70s movies he was in. And then he comes out as just his role, even though it was almost a little bit above a cameo initially, his role in Star Wars was just classic. I mean, he was the man of the town.
Right. Well, and he knew how to fly the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
I mean, that in and of itself has got to be, just a major accomplishment to be able to fly, such an incredible ride. Anyway, 8:51 in the morning. We got some friends from the Little Shop of Horrors going to be joining us in the next hour of the program because it's the 30th anniversary of what's the name of that outfit? Gate, and then we've got a big play, the Little Shop of Horrors play, that's going to be coming up in the next little bit. I know there's something else on your mind. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So what'd you call for?
I did want to say I did get to be a judge in the Young People's Chef competition the other day at Jose Rios elementary school or middle school. It was wonderful. Just the neat cooking that the young people were doing, and just the amount of heart they put into the whole process. And Sodexo did a great job too. And it was just a really neat event.
Well, that is the object of or the subject of your editorial, is it not?
Right. I talked a little bit about it in my little column today, and also just I encourage parents, cook with your kids and talk with them, and I think the more we talk with our children, I loved it last week when you were talking to your daughter on the air, and I was going to mention just how neat your pictures of you and your daughter are on your Facebook page.
Well, and I've noticed that there are more and more of those with you and your little girl in the social medias.
Yeah, and I think that just talking to our kids is so important, and it's such a simple kind of way of keeping connected with them that we often forget it, especially in the age of social media, where they don't want to talk to anybody anymore. They just want to look at their devices, or they want to talk to us through their devices, which is quite unfortunate.
Well, we've never had a problem communicating, as you might imagine. But the other fun part is we're both Wordle people. And so there's a built-in, I don't want to say an excuse, but there's a built-in kind of every day when I do Wordle, whether I get it in 2 or whether I get it in 6 or whether I lose. I always let her know, and I always put some kind of quip in there. So, I don't know another way to say it, but it becomes one of those just kind of, here's another thread, another channel that we can kind of communicate with.
Oh, that's a great technique. And I think that, what happens, and we forget this, because when we get older, we forget that things are happening we don't really understand. And that is, our children change with us over time. And as our children become adults, we forget that sometimes, because to us, they're always our kids. And even though that they're very much they have changed quite a bit because they've grown older, but you can always see that reflection of their youth in all of our communications. And I think it's very special that you're keeping in touch with your daughter through Wordle or other means. And I think that the advantage of some of our technology today is that we're able to keep in touch with family members in ways that we had never been able to do before.
So take advantage of it. I mean, if you're going to be online all the time anyway, I spend some time obviously on Twitter and the other social medias, and if I find a meme that will reinforce conversations that we have, or that I just think she's going to find funny and entertaining, by all means, I send it to her. She does the same. On screen right now is a meme that she sent me that I liked it so much I made it a screensaver on my phone. It's a meme of a young girl in a car says, "I'm not like other girls, I'm like my dad." And I just thought, I don't know that there is a greater compliment that I can get from my daughter other than something like that. I think that's just the sweetest thing.
Well, absolutely. And by the way, my daughter wants me to watch a movie, No Hard Feelings, with Jennifer Lawrence. And so I watched the trailer, and I probably watched that trailer like 10 times now.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely hilarious. But it's the whole idea that we're sharing things, that we're sharing things that we mutually are interested in. And it's just an advanced form of communication. And it's very, very nice. I think our children are like that inner reflection of ourselves that, we always, our feelings for our children are they're not like any other feelings you ever have for anyone else.
Oh, of course. There's a movie, and I don't mean to bring everything down to, hey, there's a movie about that, or feelings that I get from movies. But Bruce Willis was in a movie called Armageddon, and right?
Yes, Liv Tyler.
Harry Stamford, Liv Tyler plays his daughter in the movie, and the key song from that is by Steven Tyler and Aerosmith called "Don't Want to Miss a Thing." And when that movie came out in 1998, I hadn't even met her mother in 1998. But now, as I watched that movie, now being the father of an 18-year-old soon to graduate from the Academy of Our Lady and go off to college, yeah, that song, "Don't Want to Miss a Thing," becomes unbelievably relevant. There's a new kind of meaning that I've got for that song, and inspiration now. Whenever I think about slacking off and maybe not working out today, I think, no, I gotta live as long as possible, because I don't want to miss. Never mind the fun things that are going to happen in my life. I don't want to miss the big deals in her life. So something about that song, something about that movie.
Absolutely. I think that our children give us a lot of hope, and they give us a lot of life to look forward to. And I don't know, it's just a really great point there.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it up on a family weekend like Easter.
Oh, Easter is just, that's exactly right. Easter is the family weekend, I think. That and Thanksgiving. But I think that Easter has a whole other dimension, particularly as it relates to our personal spirituality and other parts. But, hey, have a great holiday weekend, Ray.
I sure will.
Talk to you before then.
I'm looking forward to hearing from you Monday and getting a sit rep, if you will, on all of the fun and games that you had over the weekend. 888-825-5888-TALK is the telephone number. Meme Machine, 797-8255. You got any fun memes from your kids that you want to share with us? That's going to be fine. And maybe preparations that you are in the midst of right now for a big Easter weekend. I got a call from Pirates Cove and reminding everybody they've got a big champagne brunch that they're going to be doing on Easter Sunday. Sounds like a whole lot of fun. Might find me and my family reconnoitering a spot on the property down there because it has become kind of a go-to for many of our family events. Otherwise, we'd have to do the stuff for ourselves at the house. And I don't know, as I when I was younger, 30s, 40s, and you got the house, and it's nice to have people over, and now the idea of getting the house clean so that my sisters don't rail on me, and then prepping the kitchen, and then doing the food, and then cleaning up everything. It just it just feels like a lot. It's extra, and the idea of maybe going someplace and letting somebody else clean their place and prepare the food and clean it up afterwards, it makes a whole lot of sense. And all of a sudden, any prices for a champagne Easter brunch don't sound all that high at all. Speaking of high. Oh, wait. Real Joe? No. Real Joe going to press the button on the Fox News that's coming up here in seconds. Where KUSG got you. Pika's best. This is The Point.
He could appear. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Former Vice President Mike Pence could testify in the Justice Department's investigation into efforts by Donald Trump and his allies to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
A spokesman for Pence says objections to the subpoena were partially upheld by a judge, and therefore the former vice president will not appeal. Executive privilege claims could still be appealed. Special counsel Jack Smith is leading a pair of Justice Department investigations looking into potential misconduct surrounding the 2020 election and the mishandling of classified material. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A Texas man who worked for InfoWars host Alex Jones has been sentenced to 4 months home detention for taking part in the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot. Samuel Montoya was working as a video editor for InfoWars when authorities say he captured footage of a police officer fatally shooting Ashley Babbitt, who took part in the riot. Despite warnings from China, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and a bipartisan group of lawmakers met in California with Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen standing together in a show of unity.
The members here today make clear we take our support for the people of Taiwan seriously and are determined to speak with one voice.
The United States broke off official ties with Taiwan in 1979. The U.S. acknowledges the One China policy, but it doesn't endorse China's claim to the island, and the U.S. remains Taiwan's key provider of military assistance. Shortly after McCarthy's statements, China's defense ministry said the Chinese army will stand by its responsibility and mission and will always stay on high alert. More than 150 Catholic priests and others associated with the Archdiocese of Baltimore sexually abused more than 600 children over the past 80 years. That's according to a state report released today. America is listening to Fox News.
Since 1997, Island Eye Institute has been committed to your family's eye care needs. From its beginnings, Island Eye Institute has recognized the value in incorporating state-of-the-art technology into personalized care and the commitment to excellence. As Guam's complete eye center, our specialists offer their expertise in glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK, cataract, and diabetic eye disease. Island Eye accepts Select Care, Net Care, Take Care, and Stay Well. Call us at 637-2020 to schedule your appointment today. We're located on the second floor of the Baltesh Pavilion in Tamuna. refueling.
Subway's new Subway Series menu is a collection of greatest hits. But my number 7, the Mexicali, is on a whole nother level with the way avocado meets chicken and pepper jack cheese.
Outlaw! You tell them, Raiden. That's the number 2, the Outlaw Sandwich. They don't know flavor.
It's the greatest cheesesteak hit with juicy steak, pepper jack, and Baja Chipotle sauce. There's a better mean cheese pairing than that. Shanzi, justify my point, please.
Meatball, pepperoni, and mozzarella. That's number 6. The Boss Sandwich, because we're the bosses of flavor. We're done here.
At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh.
The founder of Cash App has been murdered in California.
Tech executive Bob Lee, who founded the mobile payment service Cash App, was stabbed to death in San Francisco. He was 43 years old. Police say Lee was attacked in the city's downtown Rincon Hill neighborhood around 2:30 a.m. Tuesday. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Lee formerly served as the chief technology officer for Square, the chief product officer for crypto company MobileCoin, and worked at Google, and during the COVID pandemic assisted the World Health Organization with its mobile app, and later helped develop an at-home testing company. Gianna Gelosi, Fox News.
The Department of Education in California denying accusations from congressional Republicans related to how COVID relief funds were spent.
The California Department of Education insists it is factually untrue that these funds were spent as the lawmakers suggested. Quote, California's state plan reflects our investment of federal and state dollars to meet the most pressing needs facing our students, ensuring that they can read at grade level, supporting their mental health, and recruiting more teachers. Chairman Comer's response is these districts commingle the federal money with state funds to spend before Congress asks for the money back.
We're going to try to get some of this money back. We're going to try to hold people accountable.
Now lawmakers are demanding answers from Education Secretary Miguel Cardona. They note American students continue to suffer from learning losses due to lengthy school shutdowns.
Fox's Mike Emanuel in Washington. As lawmakers debate whether to ban TikTok nationwide, its Chinese parent company has stealthily introduced a new app that's already getting some traction. The app, called Lemon 8, is a photo-based app with sprinkles of videos that resemble those posted on TikTok. It launched in Asian markets in 2020 and has already made headway in countries like Thailand and Japan. The app was introduced in the U.S. in February with little fanfare, but media attention and promotion by some TikTok influencers has already attracted user interest. I'm Lee Silasera. This is Fox News.
Guam Regional Medical City is the center of excellence for general and minimally invasive surgeries like colonoscopy, dialysis and vascular access, gallbladder, skin and soft tissue, gastrointestinal tract, hernia repair, spleen, select liver and pancreas diseases, upper endoscopy, and more. Schedule your appointment with GRMC today by calling 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762. For more information, visit us at grmc.gu.
Just in time for Lent. It's our delicious BK Big Fish Sandwich. 100% white Alaskan pollock breaded with crispy panko topped with sweet tartar sauce, tangy pickles on top of a warm toasted brioche bun. Also available are Impossible Whopper, 100% Whopper, 0% beef. Enjoy your Lenten season with French fries or our new mozzarella sticks with a refreshing brewed sweet or unsweetened tea. We are ready to serve you this Lenten season. Now available at BK Hagåtña, Tumon Bay, Micronesia Mall, and the airport. Have an amazing day. You rule.
Always here to help you. This island is our home. Through the years, we've been a friend to the neighbors we have known. Now we're banking on the future. More services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
6 after 9 o'clock in the morning, Ray Gibson Show brought to you by the guys over at APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you by the dudes and dudettes over at, where's this at? NissanGuam.com on the World Wide Web. Absolutely fantastic people that work there. Want you to test drive the Frontier. It is Frontier season. And you go out there and get yourself one of these rides. Go for the test drive first and tool around on some of your favorite roads. And you know what? It's test drive. You can do what I did. I took it down some chalunky roads because I wanted to feel, because every car is smooth on New Marine Corps Drive. You want to take it down where there's some construction going on and we got some potholes there because you want to feel how great and smooth this ride is. And it will amaze you that truck gets as smooth as it does. You could have won $1,000 in cash for that test drive, grills, coolers, canopies, all kinds of stuff to help you live that Frontier lifestyle. And then when you decide to buy it, no money down. They'll cover it. The first 3 payments covered for you. It'll be summertime before you have to write a check for this car, and we'll throw in a case of Spam and 25 pounds bag of rice for you. You want details? I just gave you a whole bunch, but if you need more, go to NissanGuam.com.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
Just after 9 o'clock in the morning, it is our version of Friday, Holy Thursday, but we've got tomorrow off. So this is, and that's my way of telling you, we're not going to be here tomorrow. Program note, we're not coming in tomorrow. So normally the things that I'd be doing on a Friday, I've kind of moved up, and so it's not, and no frowny face on Friday. And to put a smile on your face, we've got my very close, very dear personal friend and loud buddy, Ernest Ochoco. So Ocho. Good to, buenas, then half a day to you, buddy.
Buenas then half a day. Yes, I love that song, Ocho Ocho. I had no idea that it was going to make me so popular.
Right?
Yeah, because no one could pronounce my name before. Now they all pronounce my name.
We've got
correctly.
it right. And for those of you that don't know, Ocho Ocho is a song done by some very, very talented and attractive women in the Philippines. And if you've ever been to Hong Kong, it's that song and another one that all the yayas on Sundays, they all get together and practice, and they feed each other, and then they go and do dances and take selfies and stuff like that. Very, very kind of, it's almost cultural. It's almost ingrained.
Yeah, it's a unifying like moment to sing that song together.
Is there a Filipino Broadway?
Oh, yeah. You're looking at them right now.
No. I mean, and we've got a bunch of kids in the studio, so I'm going to try really, really hard to be on what could be considered my best behavior. Because, normally sometimes the conversations between myself and Ernest can sometimes delve into the
green part of the pastures.
Exactly. Much greener parts of the pastures. But anyway, so we're here to talk about a couple of things. One of them, and I put this up on the screen a little bit earlier, this is the video cover for the Little House of Horrors movie that came out 1990 something.
Little Shop of Horrors.
That's what I said. What did I say?
You said Little House in the Prairie. I'm just kidding. No, I was kidding.
Little House of Horrors. This is how unsophisticated and uncultured this particular guy.
No, but I knew what you
is.
said. Yeah, it's a synonym. House, shop, synonyms. I think.
I appreciate you backing me up. You better stop helping. This is one of those things. If you come to my aid, we'll both drown. So just you go ahead and save yourself, Ernest. Save yourself. Little Shop of Horrors.
Correct.
Is they made it into was a movie, and then they made it into a Broadway show, right?
Yeah. So it was first Jack Nicholson's black and white movie. Did you ever watch that? It's crazy funny.
What?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson was one of the actors in the very, very, very first version of this.
No idea.
Yeah, and then Jack Nicholson, Oscar Award winner.
Right. I mean, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
One of the very best actors ever in history. And then next it became, of course, the off-Broadway show, and then it became a Broadway show, and there was a huge movie with Rick Moranis in it.
Yeah. That I remember.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I remember watching it. And we've had this conversation. I'm not big on musicals until somebody forces me to go. Right? So my daughter says, "Oh, wait, we're going to go and watch this." Okay, fine, we'll go. And I generally always find that I enjoy it. I remember watching Mamma Mia for the first time in Las Vegas and thought, oh my God, this is terrible. Did they serve beer in here? They got a way to keep me occupied. And I came away from that because, I wasn't always a big ABBA fan, but I grew up with their music playing in the background.
Right. So did I.
So when all of a sudden you're there and you're in that play scenario and all of a sudden the songs start popping up and they put characters that go along with them and tell you that story, it's just okay, all right, fine, I can get into this. So I'm hoping that my daughter will drag me to go watch Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes.
When it comes out April 21st.
April 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. On the 20th, we have a gala event.
Oh.
So we're selling some gala tables, but we also have regular seating, stuff like that. So you can go to eventbrite.com and check out our website there.
Where's it going to be?
It's going to be at FD Phoenix Center. Yeah,
so we can do a gala event there.
Yes.
Dude, air conditioning in there is awesome.
It's bad.
In a good way, it's bad.
In a great way. So it's But anyway, so the gala night is on the 20th, and there are only limited gala tables that you can purchase for $700. You can purchase them at FDMS Business Center, Business Office rather, and then the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd you can purchase regular seating. So we've got VIP seats, dude. The VIP seats are really, really good. So
well, it's the Phoenix Center, so I'll say this about that: this is not the massive venue, so really every seat in the house is a good seat.
It's amazing.
We can get you closer, but every seat is going to be good, even if you get stuck in the bleacher sections.
Yep, and we've got Jams Media with Jeff Sanchez. We're doing lights and sound.
Sound will be good, yeah.
So it's going to be amazing sound, and he's going to.
Is he doing indoor pyrotechnics?
Well, I'm not going to say that, but he does have a new toy that he's going to debut for this show, and it's never been seen before. So it's going to be the very first time he's going to use it.
Wait! He's got a ton of new toys. He did the sound and the lights for the GHRA Gala on last Saturday.
Yes, I remember
at the Hyatt, and it looked good. Everything sounded good.
Yep.
And he's got these new down lights, right? So if you go to a gala, you've got the tabletops and all the decorations in there. So he's got these lights now that hang
pin lights.
Yes, pin lights from the ceiling, and I'm like, I can't see them. He says they're invisible. No,
Yes, they are.
But everything looks so good. Just a nice new addition. Plus all the video technology and things like that he can bring. I think he was also responsible for dressing up, June Tinder from Venue. He was one of the bartenders there, and they gave him the LED bar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like an LED TV, right?
Yeah.
And so you imagine a bar and the whole front of it with an LED skin. And so video that changed and logos that flying in and out of it.
It was amazing.
Significant technology there. And there's something else?
Yeah, there's something else, and it's really, really new. No one's ever seen it before, and it's going to be, it's such a treat to see it. And he, in fact, he also debuted a whole bunch of his new stuff. Every time he has a new toy, he's like, "I'm going to put it in your show."
Yeah. Well, look, we all know Jeff, and most people like him, except the people that want to bring back the what is Safe and Sane fireworks thing. And Jeff said, no, actually, there's no such thing as Safe and Sane fireworks. You want fireworks? Call me. I will do a fireworks show for you over at his place. So there might be a couple of people that don't like the way he flexed on that, but everybody has an opinion one way or the other. 9:15. So we get into we've got the tickets for sale. It'll be April the 20th, Eventbrite or the ticket office over at Father Duenas.
And 11's coffee shop right behind you.
Oh, right behind. Okay. Now the gala. I want to go back to the gala just real quick. I'm assuming that for $700 you're going to feed me.
Yes, there's going to be food, and there's going to be some extra perks.
Was that bento plate?
Bento plate.
What kind of food?
We're going to have, Jamaican Grill is one of our sponsors.
Okay.
So they're bringing in some of the family platters and things like that, and some extra accoutrements that you're not going to have in regular fare.
Do we have to dress up for gala?
No, just dress the way you want.
All right,
My galas can be, my galas can be, regular, casual.
Right on. All right. So that's as long as it's an excuse to get dressed up if you want to, and especially if you got kids in the play, in the performance.
Oh, and they'll love the food. So if you have kids and you want to put them on the gala tables, it's the best seats in the house.
I wanted to touch on something, and I'm glad that you brought some junior members. It is the 30th anniversary of GATE, is it not?
Yes, it is the 30th anniversary, and I was the first student of GATE.
I didn't know.
1993, bro.
Whoa. Okay. And now, how many performances or how many shows
since then?
Things that people might remember.
Gosh, there's been a million shows.
How many of these shows that we had to stand in line and?
I know, right? Well, I know for my very first show, the very first show for GATE, it was called 10 Little Indians back then, Agatha Christie. Now it's called And Then There Were None. But that was the very, very first show of GATE Theater. And then many, many years later, we've done Shrek, Cinderella, Miss Saigon, Mamma Mia. Speaking of,
we can do Mamma Mia
and your
about
nephew
once every
was in
6
it.
months.
Yeah, I know.
And people will still go. They'll go every time you put it on because it's such a fun show.
It's so fun. It's such a feel-good show.
Do we do Grease yet?
We have done Grease before. Little Shop of Horrors was done twice. In fact, you're going to see a whole bunch of little, what is it? The
Easter
eggs? No. There's going to be Easter eggs. Yeah, Easter eggs. Easter eggs. Hey, April. It's April. I just figured out that it was Easter.
No. Well, that's what you call it when you get something.
Yeah.
It's like a cameo from somebody that was in the original one from years ago. Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to ask you if you'd like to do a cameo in the show.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's really easy. It's really easy.
I don't know. Can I do it on video?
No,
I'm super
you have to
lazy.
be live night.
No, those are my Carabao nights.
It's gonna be so fun.
These are my venue nights. these are my Moses nights. I don't know. Off the air. We'll talk about it off the air. I'll probably say no. But I just to let you know, just FYI. But anyway, so like Easter eggs are in the, and so there's something else other than watching the play. So we've got, it's called the Little Shop of Horrors. And what is the show about?
So it's really wild.
I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to ask one of the guys.
Yeah, you guys.
Let me ask one of these guys. I got a couple of guys. They're right in front of the microphone.
It's Optimist.
All right, hello. My name is Optimist Artero. I'm homeschooled and I dual enroll at GCC.
Nice. Artero, you haven't started growing the beard yet.
No, not yet.
He will. He will.
No. Yeah, but I can. You know what? I almost don't need the introduction. They all look the same.
They all look the same.
going back generations. As a matter of fact, what do you in the play?
All right, I'm an ensemble and I'm a puppeteer with Magalahi here.
Hey,
And,
dude, how you doing? Magalahi, what's your last name?
Solace.
Solace. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
That's Uncle Peter Onodera's grandson.
Oh, you're kidding? Yeah. Oh my God, I've known that guy since forever. We used to do Peter and I don't have to call him Uncle Peter because we're the same age, right? But we used to do back in the olden days. We used to have the muscular dystrophy telethons.
Yes, I remember that.
He was a big deal. Everybody had a responsibility, one way or the other. My mother was a host for the show, and Peter was one of the guys that would come in and help out one way or the other. And it was a big. It was like back in those days. That was like what's the Cancer Society thing? You know, everybody has these different events. You go bowling for muscular dystrophy, or drag racing for muscular dystrophy, and all
I
of
had
that
to sing
stuff.
for a lot of those.
You have excellent credentials, son. Welcome to the program.
you.
What are you doing in the play?
I'm a ensemble and I'm a puppeteer.
Wait. Okay, wait. What does ensemble mean?
Ensemble is like different characters in different places. So you play you can play a bum or you can play a policeman, or different things like that. So you got to switch really, really fast.
Okay. Oh, in the same night.
On the same night.
Okay, because when Artie was in the Mamma Mia show, he played one of the characters, and then on a different night he played one of the other characters.
Yeah, correct. So
right.
he had to switch different roles.
But on different nights. These guys are talking about doing
all of the same night.
In the same night.
Yes.
How do you keep that in your head?
Well, it's pretty easy because it's on different scenes. That's why. So right when that one scene ends, we go to the back, switch clothes, and then we come back out really fast. So.
Okay, so for me, I never participate in these things because I can't remember anything.
Yes.
I'm no good with my lines. I'm no good, it's rehearsals, and I just get this kind of performance anxiety.
Yes.
You get that too?
Yes, actually, I do.
How do you get over it?
Well, it's pretty easy when you have like a bunch of other people with you. But
it's like strength in numbers, right?
Yeah, strength in numbers.
So do you ever look at Optimus and go, "What's my line?"
I think I've done that before, actually.
Yeah. And Optimus is going, "I don't know. I can't remember. Ask the girls. The girls will know." And I actually got a couple of girls in the studio as well. I want to make sure that you get introduced. My name is Ray. What's yours?
My name is Tess Santos. I go to St. John's and I'm in 5th grade.
Tell me you're a singer. I love your voice. Are you singing it all in the play?
Yes.
Oh, that's sweet. I was going to ask you what song you sing, but I don't know anything about the show. So maybe you could just sing just a little bit of it of one. So her eyes just went wide. Her eyes just went. Why'd you do this to me, Ernest? I'm never going anywhere with you again. You said there'd be coffee. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just want to underscore the point that I think you.
Well, she sings. Both of them, actually, all of them sing the big ensemble numbers, the huge ones, the ones that like showstopper numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So something to look forward to. What school did you say you go to?
St. John's.
St. John's. Oh my God, you're smart. Right? I mean, no, they don't let you stay in that school unless you're like 4.0 brainiac, are you? Do you have a favorite class at school?
I like reading, language arts.
Yeah. Who's your teacher?
Miss Bordalio.
Is she sweet?
Yes.
Isn't that the best thing about doing it? Sometimes going to school and you got a sweet teacher or somebody that makes you want to come back all the time. What did she say when she found out that you were in the play?
She wanted to know about it and bring her class for a field trip.
Oh, wow. Oh, that would be something else. So you could be the ambassador for all of that. Now, you're not the only young lady I've got in the studio, and I think I've got another night in the studio from St. John's. What's your name?
My name's Nora Santos. I'm in 3rd grade.
Nora, you have a beautiful voice as well. I hope I get a chance to hear you sing at the play and all of that. Now, we talked to the boys about the roles that they play in the play. Are you guys playing a specific character in the movie?
No, we're in the ensemble.
You're in the ensemble as well. So same thing with you. You play a character, and then they change the scene, and then you got to go and change your clothes, and then come back for a whole nother one. Did they give you lines? Do you have lines to say in the play? Are you scripted?
No, not really.
No. Okay, so you guys got the easy parts then.
Sing the big they're singing all the big.
So
big
if I was to be in a play, that would be the part that I want. What do you do?
Sure.
I just stand here. I'm a village person in the thing, and that's how I'm going to be doing that. What's your favorite part of being in the play? What do you like?
I like meeting new people and annoying my cast members.
They play a game, that's why.
Sweetie, are we related? Is it possible that you and I might be sharing some blood in there? Because it sounds like we might. What about you, sweetheart? What is your favorite thing about being in the play?
I like having friends there and annoying the other cast members too.
Likewise. Okay.
They like to poke people like the other characters. I didn't know that this was happening, and they're all just like they're doing this game, and they're like annoying all of the adults. They're annoying the adults, right?
Annoying adults. Well, here's the scary thing, though: is the play is eventually it'll be on, and then it's going to be ending. Do you think that you guys are going to continue to hang out together? You think you're going to WhatsApp
sisters.
pals?
These two are sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah, these two are sisters.
Oh, gotcha. Are you two brothers? No, I'm just kidding.
But I know they made a lot of good friends, right?
Yeah, because that's always the part that I didn't like about being in performances and
making friends.
Well, no, I like the making friends part. It's just that the play ends and we're like, okay, we're not going to get together 4 times to rehearse. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do all of those kinds of things and see each other all the time. So it gets to be a little bit painful. So getting back now to the play, what is it about?
So it's really, really crazy. It's about an alien that comes from outer space, and it's in the
not China.
No, not one
Around
of those.
the Otero property.
But it goes to a Chinese shop. It goes to a Chinese shop, and it's sold by this guy named Chang that I'm going to be playing. I will be Chang Dadu because I'm part Chinese.
Because he's Batsuku already.
I'm Batsuku. Right? So I know my ancestors will be quite proud of me. Right? So the Seymour, the main character, finds the plant at this Chinese shop, and he buys it, and all of a sudden it starts to die. And the only way that he can revive it is with blood.
Human blood.
Human blood. It can't be any kind of blood, just human blood. So, and it has to be fresh blood. It can't be like
right. Yeah. So you got a fresh kill. He's got to go out and find people to feed to the plant.
To feed to the plant.
I got it.
So after a while, the plant starts to grow, and these guys are the ones who are puppeting it. These two right here, and the plant. You know, as you get older and bigger, you need more food. So I guess you need to bring even larger pieces of blood into the plant, and then eventually a whole human being has to go inside this gigantic plant. So I know, right? It's wild. It's
trying to think of some of the other cast members that might fit that particular role. 9:25 in the morning. Ernest DeChoco and the cast, members of the cast of Little Shop of Horrors. Again, it's going to be played at the UOG Field, not UOG Fieldhouse, Phoenix Center, also in Mingilao. And you can get your tickets now. Gala performance starting on the 20th of April. Now, a little bit about the future. We talked to we spoke about the past 30 years of worth of Gate here on Guam, and in the midst of a major production now. And if it works like everything else that you've done, these guys, once they're done with this play, can say whenever they go somewhere, I was in Little Shop. And if you've got a Little Shop thing, then maybe I can audition for that. I mean, the role stays with you for forever and ever. It can follow you around.
In fact, a lot of our graduates from this program have gone forward in the different shows in professional theater all around the world, and some of them are on Broadway. A lot of them are on Broadway.
Amazing.
Yeah, so like all of the shows that we've learned and gotten to experience through Gate, they already know the lines now, and they go and audition for those shows.
I mean, it's not a guaranteed role, but it helps you in the auditions when the director knows that you've already been a part of a production that here.
And because they have that foundation, from Gate, it really helps propel them to the next level.
So when I think about plays, there was one that I attended. It was was a dinner performance out in Minneapolis or someplace. Tony and Tina Get Married, I think was the name of it, and it was a performance piece where you were a guest at a reception, and the actors went into character and stayed in character.
Yes.
The entire time. And I know that there's a name for that kind of thing. I'd really, really like an opportunity to do something like that where we're all together in a place and you know, you play the crazy uncle in the family. Right. And then you go to the bathroom and the guy's in there and he's still in character. He's still the crazy uncle and wants to know which side of the family you're representing, where you came from and all of that. And, you know, like I said, you're in the bathroom or maybe you're outside. But they stay in character the entire time. And I know that there's a whole bunch of different plays that follow kind of that format. I'm just wondering if it's
murder
possible.
mysteries are like that. Murder mysteries. So I'm planning on doing a murder mystery just like that to saturate everybody in an entire like space and story. So everyone stays in character the whole time, and they're eating dinner with you, and all of a sudden,
and then the lights go out, and then there's a gunshot, and then you got to figure out who done it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they have a whole bunch of that stuff. It's kind of like being immersed in Disneyland. Have you ever been to Disney where everyone's in character still? Like all of the
yes, it's a big part. That's a big part. Yeah. I remember once I ran into a guy who was wearing the outfit from the Jungle Boat ride, and I said, hey, you're in the Jungle Cruise. How's it going today? He says, oh man, it was bad. I had to shoot 2 hippos. I mean, they stay in character the entire time. And I thought that, there's something interesting about that. And then there's the other reason why you want to do something like that, at least in my mind, is it gives you an opportunity to sharpen the edge of your tool, of your sword, right? Because you've got to be thinking fast. You've got to be
always
ad-libbing.
Improvisation. You're always in there. And these guys also have to improv, these cast members here, because the way that I roll, you've got to be on your feet, you're on your toes. Right?
So are you singing?
Yeah, actually,
you have a song?
I will be singing part of some of it.
I'd say, oh yeah, you can sing me a little bit, but I wouldn't know anything about it. I think I'm going to just save the goodness for the show. Again, April the 20th and it's
21st, 22nd, 23rd.
No, it starts on the 20th. The gala night is the 20th. Okay, and then we've got a bunch of performances on the other side of all of that. We were talking about sponsors, and you mentioned Jamaican Grill. Anybody else?
Oh yeah, we've got Jeff Sanchez from Jamis Media. We've got Robert Tenorio from Expression Studio. Cool. Oh my, our pictures are going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Once you see the program booklet, you'll be like, wow, who did that?
Amazing.
So he's got that going. We've got PDN. Rindradi Ree is helping us. She's pushing the show through the new platform of PDN.
Tell them they got to go back to the old one.
I know, I missed the paper. I was telling her, I want paper in my hand.
Yes.
I was telling Rindradi that. And I was like, man, I'm so sad. But if you if you watch, that's my hair appointment now, because I need to look good for the show. I was telling Rindradi, and she's really, really pushing the show. She's been a great supporter. PDN's always been there for us. And we've got a whole bunch of other people like Eleven's Coffee Shop.
Was it telecom and the shipping companies and the gas companies and all that.
And Cleo Ray Gibson.
Even. Yeah.
So all of these guys have been like just jumping on board, helping us with our 30th anniversary. So it's amazing.
So what's next after this?
After this, secret.
No way.
I'm going to announce it. I will do a formal announcement.
Broadway again?
Yeah, it's a really big Broadway show.
Is it a rerun?
No, it depends, because they're going to give me 3 options, and one of them deals with
Go ahead. You said you want to give up too much. Yeah. One word will reveal the secrets.
Yeah, we'll totally reveal the whole thing.
Well, that's all right. So what are you guys going to be doing for Easter? What's the plan for Easter weekend?
Party.
That's it.
Yay.
Are you in your family when they get all the kids together for Easter? Is there anybody that throws like a bag of coins out in the yard and you got to go and catch them all?
No, the parents just hide Easter eggs and then we go collect them, and there's usually a gold and silver one.
Right.
They have candy or money in it.
That's very nice. Now, are we going to do that at your place or going to somebody's house for that?
Somebody's house.
Somebody's house. You didn't mention going to church yet.
No.
No, are you not? Are you not? No, Father Mike is listening. So Polly Mike is listening. So you got to get the answers right. What about you guys? What's the plan in your family for?
We're gonna go
Easter?
to church,
There we go,
and
smart boy. Look at that.
we are gonna eat a lot.
Nice. Anything in particular you're looking for? Because you're too old now to go on the Easter egg thing, right? Anything in particular?
Unless there's money in the Easter eggs,
then you push down those little kids over here.
Whoa, get out of the way.
It's gold and silver. That's what I'm looking for.
Give me the cash.
Well, there's something that it's a great family day and a great time to get together with sometimes family that you haven't seen since Christmas and Thanksgiving last year. What about you, Magalai? What about you? What's your plan for Easter this weekend?
I think we're just gonna go to church.
Gotta go to church.
Eat like a lot. Breakfast, morning, lunch. Dinner, lunch.
Just whatever food put in front of this guy.
Yes.
Well, growing young men and I'm sure a healthy appetite. Guys, I want to thank you very much for coming in. I know it's Easter and you guys see each other all the time with rehearsals and prep and all of that. And the last thing that you needed to do was spend hours on a Friday morning.
And I was like, hey, by the way, you guys are going to get up really, really early. And I know there's no school, but you guys are going to get up super early again and come to see Kuya Ray Gibson.
And I'm a pleasure to play host to you. And I know I'm going to have you guys back in the studio. Again, it always works out like that, especially with Ernest. 9:33 on the Ray Gibson Show. We're going to go into not a long break, but a little bit longer because I want to make sure that we get some selfies with these guys so we can post them up on social media, etc., and show their folks that they were here and I behaved. Be right back.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Challenge San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
KFC's $5 breakfast deals are the best and most affordable ways to start your day. The Colonel's Chicken and Rice Bowl, $5. Chicken fried steak, $5. Sausage, biscuit, and gravy, $5. And they all come with a fresh coffee. KFC $5 breakfast deals are served starting at 6 a.m. daily at your favorite KFC restaurant. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Hoffaday, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Join us at Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro and see why they've been crowned Guam's best Chamorro food restaurant for 9 consecutive years. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus tinactac, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet burgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's Hoffaday service at their Hagåtña location from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch, 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. for dinner, or 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for their famous Sunday brunch.
This is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Portions brought to you by the team over at NissanGuam.com. But there are other brands that you can buy there, including the 2022 Infinities. APR as low as 4.99%, savings up to $7,000. And the great thing is, in addition to the great packages, and it's an Infinity, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some great things that you can enjoy. Infinity Premium Care, which means that when it's time to bring it in, they're going to do a whole lot more than just rotate the tires. They'll do that. They'll change out the oil, inspections, brake fluids, etc., and they'll even change the in-cabinet air filter. Right. It comes with a way to make sure that the air that you're breathing in the car is pure. Does it get any better than that? No. Swing by there. Do the test drive. Q60, QX55, and the QX50 available right now at InfinityGuam.com. Well, this is interesting, and it wouldn't surprise me if it were true. Keith writing me this morning saying, can somebody look at the flags over at Adelup? As I drive by, I could swear the flags are flying upside down.
That's an omen, Ray.
It is. Well, I mean, it's a message. When you fly your flag upside down, it's an international symbol for distress. Is there somebody over there distressed? Is it Governor? Is it distressed because Doug Moylan won't sign off on the lease?
Possibly.
You know, I've got to, you know, not a lawyer, but, you know, I've been involved in negotiations in my life. I think it's one of my favorite parts of the job. I've, you know, people that go, hey, listen, I need to go and I need to, you know, work on my compensation package with a boss. Can you help me put all of that together? And how do I negotiate to get what I think I deserve, what I think I've got coming to me? And I love putting together those kinds of things. I love negotiating with you know, advertisers. They, you know, we want to sell them ads and they want to keep their money. I'm going, well, let's see if we can work out a deal here. Added value and all kinds of features and benefits. And we use words like reach and frequency. Because this, like any other industry, has got its share of buzzwords. More on that in just a little bit. At any rate, yeah, there could be. I took a look, and I told you this earlier. I was reading up on the lease that was proposed between the United States government and the Governor Lulian Guerrero to rent out some property down in Lalu on Route 15. And as I'm reading this, and now I will express a clear bias. And my bias is on my own behalf. I'm the taxpayer, so I want to make sure that we put together the best possible deal that we can get. And as I'm looking at the agreement, I'm going, I'm not sure that this is the best deal that we can get. You know, it starts off. I'm not going to obviously read the whole thing to you, but some of the parts that I highlighted include on just page 2, right? Page 2 of the lease. No, page 1. Consideration, which is what you're going to pay. Consideration, another way to say, you know, what's the money deal? Payment of, quote, fair market rental value. What does that mean? What does that mean? You know, I can't, you know, they're thinking of, you know, hundreds of Chamorros at the end of the Second World War that got their land bought up by the military and were paid, quote, fair market value.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what tables you guys are going to be using, but maybe we could start with a recitation of what you believe today is a fair market value for that property. And then they tied it, as Juan Carlos Benitez said, then they tied it into services and specialties that are supposed to be baked in to the hospital. That is, you know, you talk to the guys over at GRMC about some of the specialties that they've got there, special equipment, special nurses, special doctors for the specialties that they sell. It's possible that those might be more expensive than the fair market rate that they were talking about. So we've got to have this conversation about what all of that means. And then there's all kinds of penalties, et cetera. If the Guam Public Hospital and Medical Complex is not constructed within 10 years of the start date of this lease, the government, that is federal government, may terminate this lease, and lessees shall remove all equipment and facilities from the leased property, and the lessees shall pay all rent accrued to the government without recourse to any claim of damages from the United States government or any other department thereunder. Well, okay, so when is the start date? And they do list that. March 15th, 2025 is the beginning of all of this. And that means that they've got 10 years to build the thing until 2035. And there's, I'm sure, people that are listening going, oh, we ought to be able to do the construction in that kind of time. Really?
What?
You remember when...
Prefab, Ray.
You remember
Prefab.
when they were going to fix Simon Sanchez School 10 years ago?
Oh, it's not fixed already?
No.
What?
No.
I thought that was already done.
No, they haven't.
Done and dusted.
No, not. Oh, it's my favorite. Those are my favorite TikTok guys, right?
Yeah.
The Cooks, the cooks, the Chinese cooks.
Guys.
Yeah, it tells you you use water from the Milwaukee River.
Yeah.
But anyway, done and dusted. So I'm going, you know, it's possible. Maybe the shell of the facility, maybe a big chunk of the hospital is going to be built. But remember what I told you before about if we don't have any of the specialties and all of that, So if that's not ready in 10 years, then we find you in default on that one. And about every other sentence, every other paragraph has got something that has got some requirement of the government that we've got to do, for which if we don't get it right, denied. Take our land back. Government will retain the right of technical review of proposed work to be performed in connection with the construction of the helipad.
Yes.
So wait. In addition to everything else, we got to build you this helipad, and you get to put together the scope of work. We'll pay for it. Eventually, but you get to put the scope of work together, which tells me that what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to call our cousin Gus with his cement mixer. Right? He's got the electric cement mixer. Throw the bag in, throw some water, some rock, make it go round and round. I don't think it's going to be something that the weekend warriors are going to be able to put together. Currently 9:42 on the Ray Gibson Show. There's more like that. I encourage everybody to read as much as possible, and for the other reason is because I don't think this is dead. I don't think it's dead. I know that there is a looming deadline that Admiral, what's his name, Nicholson?
Yes, sir. Benjamin.
Benjamin
Nicholson.
He said you guys got until like the 15th of April to do something with this, or we're going to turn it into something else that the military needs.
Water park.
Dog park.
Dog park.
I was thinking
okay.
dog park.
There you go.
Right? Why not?
I'll stand behind that one, too.
That would be good. I mean, because people need places to take their dogs besides Jimmy D's. It's at 9:43 in the morning. The other... Oh, wait.
No.
He gave up that title. He's not going to be the other governor, Leon Guerrero. That other governor distinction, and I think rightfully goes to Therese Terlahi.
Yeah, I advocated in favor of Therese.
You know what? I think Therese Terlahi would appreciate all of the yellow marks that I put on just the first 5 or 6 pages of this lease.
Well, fortunately, Doug Moylan put the biggest mark on it. And that was
but I don't think, as much as I victory lapped on that last week just to trigger Adeloop, I'm just of the opinion that it's not done yet. I'm just of the feeling that there is still going to be some life forced into this one way or the other, if for no other reason than to find a settlement in court.
Well, the governor's going to keep trying to do this, but that the penalties. This is where I see the people of Guam starting to stand up, because I'm hearing from a lot more people that they've actually called senators, which warmed my heart.
Yeah.
Because we've had this conversation about the fact that the politicians get what they want because they don't fear our taxpayers. But now that is starting to change, I hope, because more people are saying they called. So I hope that's true. But right off the bat, that penalty that the federal government is imposing on us, that 10-year retroactive with no recourse, Simon Sanchez was approved in 2008. Where are we today?
I don't know. I'm getting beeps here. I got one from Les Carlson. Let me get this up on the screen. For those of you that were wondering if there is a state of emergency of one kind or another, and are we flying the flags correctly at Adeloop? The answer is yes, they are flying correctly at Adeloop. Les Carlson is there, and the flags are flying correctly. So, Keith, it's all right.
Yeah, the flags are flying correctly as the money funds keep dribbling out of Adeloop into the hands of politically well-connected insiders. I had to get that in.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Well, I'm wondering which politically correct insider, politically connected insider, got the deal for the $8,000 wooden doors.
Well, it's so funny because remember when the governor took possession of Adeloop in 2019, the first thing they did was a $760,000 renovation. And I remember because when I went into the offices, the governor's office under Calvo and the lieutenant governor's office under Tenorio, they were perfectly fine. Now, I have not been granted admission to the governor's office under the Red Queen's reign.
Well,
but
never
I have
will.
been in Josh Tenorio's office. And frankly, I thought Ray Tenorio did a better job. When you look at how Ray Tenorio had the office laid out, it was laid out for interaction. You know, it was laid out where people could sit around a table and have conversations and stuff like that. It wasn't set up like somebody's living room.
Right.
It was set up to do business.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting story that Candace's covering right now, and I'm sorry, I just got another beep here from the Guam Police Department. Basically, things are as they were at the beginning of the day down in Umatic, where there was obviously a terrible accident, a fatality involved that involved a vehicle that was carrying LP gas, and the scene has been deemed safe enough for the fire department to be able to do their work, and the police department. Thursday, Guam Highway Patrol Division continued their investigation as the scene deemed safe. The operator of the truck was traveling south on Route 2 by George Sanchez, ran off the roadway, colliding with a guardrail, and came to a final rest inside of a ravine. The operator lifeless. During the onset, the roads were closed, forcing residents and commuters to seek an alternate route. And this is the really, really sad part going into, as we've talked about, a family weekend. The next of kin of the operator has not been located, and the investigation continues.
Oh, that's sad.
That is a sad statement coming from. I'm glad that they're putting it out, but I hate being the guy that reads that. That there's somebody that lost their life on this, and to the degree that they know or don't know, the family may not even know what's happened yet.
Yeah.
Tough stuff. 9:48 in the morning. Getting back to the lease conversation, I like this. Government acknowledges, this is the federal government side, acknowledges that transfer, assignment, or subletting may be required to allow lessee to satisfy financing requirements, and therefore commits that consent shall not be unreasonably withheld or delayed. Stand by, there's a but. Hold on for the but.
Well, that reminds me of the Manhattan Money Tree Farm, where they introduced a bill in the legislature to allow Manhattan to subdivide 50 acres of prime real estate and sublease it. You know, this smells of subleasing, but it goes back to the fact that just recently the Joint Region announced the renovations on Marine Corps Drive and said that between 2019 and 2023 the costs have doubled. Well, the numbers we have for the Guam Memorial is the new Guam Memorial, as preposterous as they are from 2020. So we're looking at a doubling there. So I think that what's going to happen is enough people are going to be pounding on the Adelup 6 to the point where the Adelup 6 may have to surrender and realize that, you know, the public purse is not to be abused in these days of financial hard times. Now, it's hard times for the 70% of the people that aren't getting that 22% pay raise as we see inflation keep ravaging our economy. And as that inflation hits our economy, it's also going to hit the price of any construction or renovation project. So it's going to be, in the long run, cheaper for the governor to bend on her knee and take the Corps' recommendation number one. Renovate Guam Memorial Hospital for $21 million. Now, let's say that's doubled. The recommended renovations are now going to be $42 million, which is still a hell of a lot cheaper for taxpayers than.
There's money. We don't have to. Never mind the taxpayers. There's money sitting in the bank that came from the U.S. government. You got to be able to make the argument and the connection that those dollars could be used today to take care of Guam Memorial Hospital from the ARP funds that we've got right now. And then there's no penalty for any of us. I do want to finish that one last thought about how they will allow consent shall not be unreasonably withheld or delayed. But here's the but, is they got to make sure that anybody that we transfer, assign, or subtenant does not pose a threat to the national security of the United States. In the agreement, it says this determination will be made at the government's sole discretion. So probably not going to have any Chi-Com businesses, Chinese or North Korean or Iranian or Russian businesses allowed on the site. 10 away from the top of the hour.
Well, this drama is not over yet. I'm hoping that the Governor Terlahi calls the legislature in for an override vote now that she's got the power. Well, she's always had the power. They got to get one of the Adelup 6 to come over to the bright side, the side of goodness and light.
You know what I mean? Hey, you know, you're never going to guess who's on line 2.
Who?
Les Carlson.
Les. I haven't battled with him for a long time.
Sorry, gotta let you go, Ken.
He's one of my
Wait, no. Wait. Well, let me just press that button and press that button. Now you're both on the air. Good morning, Les. Happy Easter to you and Mrs. and the girls.
Hey, to you and George that you hold dear to you, Ray, and Ken, you and I don't battle. Hello?
No, we don't. We don't.
I think they're enlightened and intelligent conversations. Whenever you guys whenever there's a chance to conference the two, I've always come away smarter as a result. So, good morning, Les. What are you calling in reference to?
The candid news story about the overdue, much needed Adelup renovation. Can I just put a little color on this for you?
Absolutely.
Please.
During the last administration, I don't know how frequently either one of you are here, but there is spalling or is slabs of concrete right outside the.
Bro, that goes back to when Felix was there. Even before that, I want to say. I mean, that has been an issue there for a long time, and I thought, frankly, that you guys had taken care. The government had taken care of that a long time ago.
Yeah. So what we did, and Royce correctly states it. Every year we get capital improvement, and yes, we normally buy buses, and we do $1 million a year repair. But then ARP came, and they've got $120+ million that they can utilize for repair. So we decided, first of all, let me take a step back. In 2017. In the prior administration, we asked for $100,000 to renovate this facility because it was in dire need of renovation. We couldn't find a contractor for in the last administration, and for the first 4 years of this administration to do the work that was initially out. So we did get a $600,000 DOI grant specifically for this facility, and also another grant because the generator up at Government House went out in the prior administration, and during times of emergency, it is appropriate to have backup generation at the Governor's House, and DOI funded that as well. I'm not really sure why the article doesn't also lead into the numerous discussions held at the floor of the legislature on the massive amounts of ARP money that DOE just simply can't, through the procurement system, dole out to be able to effectuate these repairs. They have money.
Yeah, no, I think that has been part of the conversation, and I think underscored, in fact, by even acting Superintendent Judy Wanpat has said, yeah, we know what the scope of the work is. We got the money for it, but we don't have the procurement bandwidth to be able to take care of everything. I do recall that has been part of on-air conversations and in news stories.
Yeah. So, anyways, the FOIA was complied with. There's a lot of detail there. There was Ray, you see it all the time, supply chain issues, cost inflations. So we needed to augment the funding to complete it. We did again use federal money, not a penny of local dollars, to be able to complete the renovations. And quite frankly, my office looks a lot nicer. The windows are replaced. They used to leak. The whole place was painting, and for $169,000, Ray, if you were to come here, you and Dave, and take a look at all of the gating, the decorative gating up in the front, all the buildings, all the chipping, all the sandblasting, all the scraping, and then the painting, I don't think you would touch it for $169,000. So, but thankfully, we found somebody that would do that portion. And the doors,
there are going to be people that will disagree with it. Obviously, Canada's made their point, and Chris Barnett, if he has not amplified it yet, probably will, and say, the money that can be spent up there outside of anything that has an impact on people's lives and safety at Adelup, go ahead and spend the money on that. But I don't know about any new furniture, et cetera, et cetera. Fix the generator at Government House. Who's staying up there, by the way?
No, the governor lives there.
Really? At Government House?
Yes. Initially, she.
Don't they have that? Another villa out somewhere?
No, she has a primary residence, and she did not move into Government House initially. It took her about 8 months because there needed to be repairs
on that facility. Right. Interesting and fun conversation, but I got to break away from it. Les, it's always a pleasure talking with you again. Hope you and Amaretta, and I don't know if the girls are coming back at all for the holiday, but I hope that you have a great Easter holiday with the family.
I hope you spend some quality time with my Yumi.
Oh, I'm guaranteed, brother. I'll talk to you pretty soon.
All right, thanks.
Hasta luego. Ken, I appreciate you being on hold for all that. They didn't fight. I think it's. I don't know. Les's phone was kind of cutting out.
It's Holy Thursday.
Les, take some of that $169,000. Go over to Beyond the Box and get yourself a new phone. Ask for Felice. Tell her to give you my discount. It's $957 and change. I'm trying to think if there was stuff I wanted to talk about here that I didn't have a chance to, and I've got just a couple of minutes, so I'm going to see if I can shove all of the fun information that I have that will roll around in your head all Easter weekend, including this. Fans of the wizarding world might soon have reason to celebrate. I'm not personally interested in Harry Potter, but I know that there are armies of people that are listening right now that just have never been able to get enough of it. A report this week indicated that Warner Brothers would establish a 7-season streaming series in which each of the Harry Potter books is explored in greater depth. Now, no indication about who might star in the series because they're all in their 40s now, or even whether author J.K. Rowling, who's courted controversy with her statements about the transgender rainbow warrior movement, whether or not she's going to be involved with it. But apparently these guys got the rights. It's their version maybe of Cobra Kai, a retelling, if you will, of the fable. And then there's this. I put this out here for my bachelor and bachelorette friends. Some of you are already on Tinder. They hope that they can convince you to shell out $500 a month for an exclusive Tinder subscription service. It will be called Tinder Vault. Would apparently give users a prioritized listing and even a kind of a concierge service that can provide personalized advice about snagging a mate.
Wow, digital mama son.
Like that, exactly like that. Although having been a part, bachelor of the Tinder universe once upon a time, I'm happy. Am I happy to report? I don't know. I'm just saying you pays your monies and you takes your chances. I know many people who have had satisfying relationships, some of them lasting as long as 2 or 3 days, with folks that they've met on Tinder, and then there's the ones that I hear from every once in a while. I said, "How did your Tinder date go?" And it's, "Oh my God, I think I found Guam's king of crazy or queen of crazy." I don't want to be specific about all of this stuff. It's just it's there. It's a tool. And from all accounts, there's an opportunity to spend even more money. Basta, just go to church with your family on the weekends. They'll introduce you to somebody that is A, available, and B, not your cousin. It's 10. Happy Easter to everybody. I will be back with you on Monday morning. Have a fantastic Good Friday and Easter weekend. For real, Joe and Donna D and Jerry Roberts, Ray Gibson is saying, thanks for listening.
Detailing sexual abuse allegations in Baltimore.
The redacted findings are the result of a probe that began in 2019, looking into over 100,000 pages of documents dating back to the 1940s and interviewing hundreds of victims and witnesses of abuse by Catholic priests within the Archdiocese of Baltimore. Maryland prosecutors summarizing the report's contents as damning. Sexual abuse so pervasive that some parishes, congregations, and schools had more than one abusive priest at the same time, including one congregation where 11 abusive priests practiced for over 40 years. The Maryland AG's report also taking a deeper look into the Archdiocese's failure to report many allegations of sexual abuse to authorities and conduct adequate internal investigations.
Fox's Matt Napolitano. A bipartisan group of lawmakers led by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy met this afternoon with Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen.
We had a very productive discussion with the President of Taiwan today. We covered the crucial ways to further our bonds. Based on our conversations, it's clear that there are several actions